Yes. Go ahead and make your welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Well, I have the special honor and privilege to welcome you all to this debate, DGNEC 2001. Well, we started this all these times, and then it's not been quite easy for us, but we thank God that at least we're able to hold this debate. There have been a series of challenges, and we're all aware of a series of problems that preceded the plans. However, thank God we're able to have this debate, and I hope that we all will cooperate and have a good time. Let's make it fun-filled debate. Let's ensure there won't be fight, there won't be anything, there won't be unnecessary questions. Although the questions have been received by Mr. Njoku, who is going to conduct this. But again, let us maintain good spirit of oneness, spirit of professionalism that brought all of us together. That at the end of the day, somebody will occupy the position, and we're all going to work together to ensure that we have a good and solid guild on ground. I welcome you all, and I pray that in all that we do is success for all. Thank you. We can now start the debate. Over to you, Mr. Ken.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my chairman. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for wherever you are joining us, either in Nigeria or from the diaspora, we welcome you to DGN Presidential Election Debate 2021. Now, before we start off, I'd like to establish the rules, and I want the candidates to please kindly listen. The program is going to come. There's a noise I'm hearing there. I don't know who is making that noise. Now, the program is going to be in two parts. The first part is going to be the presidential debate, while the second part is going to be a 15-minute manifesto presentation by each of the candidates. Now, for the structure of the questions, the question is coming in 4 sets. The questions are coming in 4 sets. Each set has 4 questions. Although 2 sets have 4 questions, and 2 has 2 questions. Like we said earlier, it is an abridged form of the full presidential debate. Now, the candidate is going to start off each of any question. They're going to have 3 minutes to speak. And thereafter, the other candidates will have 2 minutes to either respond to what they had or to make their own contributions on the question. Now, I've arranged you, presidential candidates, I've arranged you in the order of the alphabetical order of your surname. That means, if to start off this debate, it's going to be Yika Akombi. After him comes my colleague Chidebe. After that, Victor Hai, and then Ken Deshoga. So I welcome you. For the audience, luckily enough, we're able to meet you, but please listen carefully to your candidates. And we don't expect noise, we don't expect applause, except for now, when I welcome the candidates. So please, welcome. Mr. Yika Akombi, you're welcome. Mr. Akombi, can I hear you, please? You're welcome.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Wow, I can hear some noise.
Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, you're welcome. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, you're welcome. Macaulay Chidebe, are you there? Macaulay Chidebe, are you there?
May I suggest something, sir, Mr. Njoku, because I think Mr. Macaulay has a terrible network. Is it possible for him to turn off his video? The same is applicable to Mr. Ashoaga as well. Because when they put their videos on, they get thrown out.
Well, the thing is, the audience, are they seeing their videos? Are they seeing their videos? The audience?
Yes, of course they can.
Yes, because they want to see them, they want to see their nuances, they want to see their gestures and all that as they perform. But if you think it's going to hamper the debate, then we can. We have no other choice than to remove their videos. Okay, I think my colleague is back online. Mr. Macaulay, you're welcome, please.
Okay,
Mr. Victor, hi, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And Mr. Shoga, you're welcome. Mr. Shoga, you're welcome.
Go ahead now. How can you welcoming people?
Please, we don't want any other voice. We don't want any other voice. Please, mute everybody. Mercy. Mercy, mute everybody apart from my differential candidate. Mercy. Mercy.
Sir,
Mercy.
everybody else muted.
Apart from the presidential candidates. Good. Thank you. So we start. Now, the first part of this question has to do with the state.
There's a terrible noise here. There's terrible, unbearable noise coming in through the.
I've muted him, Mr. Chairman. He's on the road.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. We're now on the first set of questions. The first set has to do with the state of the guild. The state of the guild. First question. Mr. Yika Kambi, you have 3 minutes to make your presentation on this question. And the question is, what is your personal assessment of the state of the guild?
Okay.
You have 3 minutes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Well, I just want to say that the filmmaking industry in Nigeria is the most functional aspect of our lives as a people, because we have doctors who are not performing up to standard. We have lawyers who are failing us. We have politicians who are failing us. But all these people put together, we know that the country is not where it's supposed to be today, but not a single person can afford to watch a bad film. Now, when we say Nigerian film industry, who are the people who author the films that we watch? The directors, the film directors. So, whether we like it or not, we have a guild that has been existing for the past decades, to be precise. And here we are today, sitting down here, talking about this same guild. I would rather say that to an extent, there has been an appreciable degree of progress so far. We may not be where we are, but we are not where we were. So I can tell you that there is enough room for progress, but we are not doing too badly. I think if we have to think of, can I still go on? Do I still have enough time to just round up on that? If we have to think about how far we have been able to go and the kind of respect that we get outside this country, I think the guild has come to stay, whether we like it or not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, you have 2 minutes to speak on the same question. What is your personal assessment of the state of the guild? Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Okay, if he's no longer with us, then we'll move on. Mr. Victor, hi. You also have 2 minutes to speak on the same question. What is your personal?
Hello. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Mr. Macaulay, we'll get later. We'll get back to you later. Don't just listen. We'll get back to you. Yeah, Victor, hi, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm expected to speak on the state of the guilds generally, or the Directors Guild of Nigeria? Just a question. Mr. Moderator? Mr. Moderator? Mr. Moderator? Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, you go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, am I speaking on every guild or just the Directors Guild of Nigeria?
Just Directors Guild of Nigeria.
Okay.
Talking.
Yeah. Sad to say that the director in Nigeria has lost his pride of place. The reason is that in the hierarchy of the film business globally, the director is primus inter pares. That is first among equals. But the state of the guild today is such that even on the set, an actor is bigger than the director, and many crew members even earn more than the directors because of the way directors, either the recruitment system, the competency level, and the general state of the art and practice of directing, in the industry in Nigeria today. It really is sad. The reason for this is probably because of the kind of structures we have, like I said, the recruitment system, and the fact that, there's not enough, in terms of capacity building, I do not think that we have been building our capacity to a point where we can actually earn the respect of other people in the sets, when we work. That's not to say that that's the case in every single set. There are directors that have stood out, that are, that are really worth their, whatever it is, their name, and have earned the title. But I think that there's a lot more that needs to be done. I'm just rounding up.
Round up, please.
Yes, I'm rounding up. So I think that there's a need for us to be able to build our capacity, to be able to compete not just locally, but globally. I also think that, we need to be able to position the director to be able to earn the respect, and not only respect, but also the remuneration that he truly deserves.
Thank you. Mr. Kende, are you there? Are you there? Mr. Kende Shoga? Okay, Mr. Collins Chidebe, are you there? Mr. Collins Chidebe, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, please.
I'm here.
You have 2 minutes on the same question. What is your personal assessment of the state of the guild? That is the Directors Guild of Nigeria.
Okay. Evening. My name is Macaulay Chidebe. The state of the guild today is nothing to write home about. I remember when I entered Nollywood, I aspired to be a director. When I became a director, I enjoyed so many privileges from director. So today, a DGN director doesn't, let me say, the glory is no more there. Glory is no more there. Maybe the policies on ground is not project the image of a director as at now. They took like now. I'm sorry, this is Nigeria. So I'm just saying that the state of the guild is nothing to write about, because there may be the administration that are passed and they have not putting something down. Maybe let me say trainings and everything to uplift, to train the directors, maybe the young ones to meet up with the level the old ones have already played on the ground. So what I'm saying effectively that the state of the guild today need upliftment. Need to get some.
Thank you. Mr. Shoga, are you there? Mr. Shoga, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, to speak on the same
yes,
question.
my submission is very simple.
Of the state of the
My submission is that we cannot isolate DGN from other groups in Nigeria. And in the same vein, we cannot depart the happens in DGN to what is happening in Nigeria. I think DGN is a very vibrant work in progress, and DGN has a lot of prospects. What's on the ground now is that basically DGN is seen as a sectional good. We need to broaden the scope of DGN in terms of leadership and in terms of followership as well. DGN has the most vibrant heads, the most qualified heads, and even the busiest of all in Nigeria. But that is not enough. We have so many people that are not in DGN for obvious reasons, which I will state because of the discussion. There are so many big ones, so many big directors, both here and abroad, that are not part of DGN. And I think by and large, DGN is a work in progress. DGN has prospects for development, and but it's not doing badly as it is now. Kudos to the past presidents. They have done so well, and they have recruited all of us that are here now. So it is a credit for them. It's a credit for them that the DGN has gone so far. But it's so far, so kudos to DGN as it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, to start off the second round of questions is Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, you have 3 minutes to speak on this. There's an observation that there has been a relationship gap between the leadership and membership of DGN in recent times. If you agree with this, what should a new leadership of DGN do to bridge the gap? Did you get the question?
Come again.
Did you get the question?
Come again.
It has been observed that there has been a relationship gap between the leadership and membership of DGN in recent times. If you agree with this assertion, what should a new leadership do to bridge this gap?
Somehow I agree with this, somehow I don't agree with it. I agree with it because a new leadership is supposed to carry everybody along, work with the other members of the guild, carry them along, do anything you want to do with all the colleagues, the zones, work with them, go to them, listen to them, know their immediate problem, and tackle it. When you go to them and talk to them like family, you know their problem, and you go ahead to talk about it, and you find a way to tackle it. Leadership and the members' communication, so the other way around, does not go well the way it's supposed to go, because maybe something will happen before the leadership, the expo or anybody will talk to people. Maybe it has gone bad, or it has gone to an extent that people will start thinking otherwise before they talk to, or before they will answer them. So what I'm saying in effect is that if a new government comes in, you have to relate with the members. You have to relate with them. Whatever is happening, you have to talk with them. Get to them, talk to them, make them one family, listen to them. That's the quality of a good leader. Listen to people you are leading, listen to them whenever they have problem, attend to it. Don't wait for it to get to an extent. People when they have spoken to a very large extent and it has gone to another level, then you come in to come and settle it. Maybe before then excuse me.
Thank you. Round up, please. Thank you. Mr. Vitohai.
Yes.
You have 2 minutes to speak to the same question. And before you start, let me remind you candidates that it's within your right to disagree with the view of another candidate. It's within your right. So you mustn't agree on everything. Now, in 2 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so the observation is not far from the truth. I would usually say that a table is a table only because of the legs. You take away a table, you take away the legs, the table is at best a glorified board on the floor. And so it's very important that a leader communicates with every member of not just his team, but the entire group that he's leading. Now, the reason we have a communication challenge or relationship challenge in DGN, I think is a structural thing. And I want to just get to the roots of it. We have an executive that is in Lagos, and we have zonal heads. But the challenge is that all meetings that are held with the executives in Lagos. I've never, to the best of my knowledge, seen regular meetings and consultations, which is something I intend to do when I get into office after this, hopefully if I win, to make sure that we have an expanded exco so that decisions that are taken at the center involve the zonal heads so that they can come to the center with their problems and we discuss them. And then when they go back, they implement. I'm rounding up. So when they go back, they're able to implement. So it's not just sitting down in one remote location and taking decisions on behalf of people without knowing what their problems are.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Victor.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Mr. Shoga, are you there? Mr. Shoga? Mr. Shoga, are you there? Mr. Shoga, are you still with us?
Mr. Shoga, please, can you unmute yourself, sir?
Mr. Shoga?
He's speaking, sir, but it's unmuted. It's muted.
It's muted, oh dear.
Mr. Shoga, please, can you unmute yourself, sir?
Mr. Shoga, unmute yourself if you can hear us. Mr. Shoga? Oh dear. Well, that's all we can do about that. Yeah, Mr. Yika Kambi?
Yes.
Yeah, please, in 2 minutes.
Okay, first of all.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Okay, are you back? Oh, yeah, we'll be waiting for you. You muted yourself. Okay, sorry, Mr.
I didn't mute myself. I never muted myself.
Okay, go ahead now. Go ahead.
I should go ahead.
Yeah, you had the question.
Okay. No. Can you repeat the question again? I wanted the question again.
Okay, I said there has been an observation. There has been an observation that there has been a relationship gap between the leadership and membership of DGN in recent times. If you agree with this assertion, what should a new leadership do to bridge the gap?
Well, bridging the gap between the leadership and the rest of the guild is communication gap and the need for urgent meetings. From meetings brings progress to any organization.
Hello?
He's having network issues.
From meetings, different ideas, I will have
Mr. Shoga, we'll give us 30 seconds to round up.
regular meetings and all our communication between the leadership and the rest of us. There's need for communication between us and the people that we are churning out our products for. So largely, the problem emanates from communication, which is information dissemination. And I will ensure that regular meetings, regular meetings will be done.
Thank you, please. Yeah, Mr. Kambi.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for your patience.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah,
do you want me to respond to the same question?
Same question, yes, please. 2 minutes.
First of all, I want to say that there is a general misunderstanding and misconception of what a guild should be. People don't understand that. Look, first of all, we are a creative. This is the guild of a creative body. Yes, it is true that there could be some level of communication gap between the central and the zones. But then, what are we talking about here? From my own experience, I think that problem is that of followership to an extent, because the moment people vote, just as we have in the enabling society, which is Nigeria as a whole, people vote leaders into power and they go back into their closets. That is not what it should be. But then, if we really understand what a guild should be, which is for a creative body like DGN, the guild is supposed to just see to the welfare of the bodies, of the people, of the professionals, while they go about their business. The guild just makes sure that people's welfare are taken care of, and there are rules to be followed. But most of the time, people just understand the rules. People understand the rules, but when they go back to individual zones, people just behave the way they like. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Shoga, are you there? Oh, sorry, Mr. Victor.
Yes, yeah.
Victor, please. You are heading off this question. You have 3 minutes to do that. Yeah. Now the question is, should there be a minimum irreducible benefit that DGN membership should expect within the lifespan of its elected leaders? If yes, what should it be? And should this minimum benefit be made constitutional in order to guarantee its discharge to the members? Did you get the question?
Yes, I think I understand the question.
No, I can take it again if you don't. If you think
well, you may if you want to. Go ahead.
Okay. I said the question is, should there be a minimum irreducible benefit that DGN membership should expect within the lifespan of its elected leadership? If yes, what should it be? And should this minimum benefit be made constitutional in order to guarantee its discharge to the members?
Thank you very much. The reason a guild exists, like any trade union or association, is to protect the rights of its members and advance their well-being. And so I expect that for any executive that is coming into place, one of the things that is expected minimum is to create an atmosphere in which the least member of the guild does not suffer want in terms of getting jobs done. I mean, you find that in various organizations like the labor unions and the rest. What they're constantly doing is fighting for work, fighting for minimum wage, fighting for the welfare of their members. And this is something that we must do continually all the time. I'll give you a small example. Recently, the COVID, there were palliatives for the creative sector. I can assure you, I have asked questions. Not one single person that I've asked in the creative sector, at least among my guild members, has confirmed that they've been able to get 1 kobo out of that free money that was meant for the industry. Meanwhile, I know the aviation industry were able to get theirs. And I said to myself, as an executive, why would I be there and not fight for my members? So much money out there at a time of scarcity when we went through such hardship, and we could not go out there and get what rightfully belonged to us. And so the last part of the question is whether I should be in the Constitution. The mere fact that you have accepted the job to do the job means that you have no excuse not to deliver on the mandate. Thank
you.
All right.
Thank you. Mr. Shoga, are you there? Mr. Kende Shoga, are you there?
His network is really disrupting, sir.
Oh, okay.
I think it's frozen again. Mr. Schwager. Okay, it's back on.
It's back on, okay. Mr. Schwager, are you there now?
Please unmute yourself. It's dropped off again. If he has dropped off, sir.
Okay. All right. Yika, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, please, you may have to repeat the question for me again, because from what Victor just said, it seems what I understood the question to have meant. I'm not sure what he said addressed the question. So I want to be sure that I was not the one who did not get the question.
Okay, all right, okay. Let me give you the question. Listen to the question. The question is, should there be a minimum irreducible benefit that DGN membership should expect within the lifespan of its elected leadership? If yes,
I'm listening. Hello? That trailed off. I can't hear you anymore. If yes.
Yes, if yes, what should this minimum benefit be? And should it be made constitutional in order to guarantee its discharge to its members?
Okay, first of all, I want to say that there are a set of rules guiding the operation of the guild that should determine what that is. Because when people come together, they come together and they come up with a set of rules which determines how people govern themselves, how the guilds relate to the people, how the people relate to the executives of the guild. I think that without any doubt, there should be benefits, but those benefits depends on what each individual also contributes to the guild. For instance, people don't pay dues. When there may be reasons for not paying dues, but the fact remains that those who are able to work should make some contributions to the guild, a particular percentage of what they earn. If that is donated to the guild, that will become a pool that people can benefit from. But without that, without the benefit of dues coming in, and without the benefits of donations coming in from people, a certain amount of contribution coming from people, I don't see how this can be done. So more than anything else, I think it's a matter of everybody, both the executives and the people, the members of the guild, to come together to come up with a particular way.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Collins Chidebe. Mr. Collins Chidebe, are you there?
Yeah.
Mr. Collins, okay.
I'm here.
Did you get the question or
I'm
should I
here.
repeat it? Did you get the question or should I repeat it? Okay. The question is, yes. Now listen to it. Should there be a minimum irreducible benefit that DGN membership should expect within the lifespan of its elected leadership? If yes, what should it be? And should this minimum benefit be made constitutional in order to guarantee its discharge to the members? You have 2 minutes, please. Mr. Collins.
Okay. I agree with that because, hello? I'm talking.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
I said, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I said, I agree with that. I agree with that because and every DGM member supposed to benefit, is supposed to benefit something from the guild. But before you do that, let's say, for instance, anything, you must pay into DGN's account, not even dues. Not even dues. Once you say action, you pay some token into DGN's account. You understand from DGN, because this is your mother guild. Do you remember? You are bound to get this. A leader at that time, you can make it constitutional. You can put it as one of a constitution to make sure that this is being done in every zone where you are working. You contribute something to the guild, not even monthly dues, so that when tomorrow you can get something out from the guild. If you are doing any occasion, the guild will come together as a brother. They support you. You go. So tomorrow you can stand up and say, I'm a member of DGN. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is Mr. Shoga back with us? Mr. Shoga, are you back with us? Hello, Mr. Shoga.
He's actually not back. I had to lock the meeting because hackers wanted to take over the meeting. So I threw the person out and locked the meeting. So I've unlocked the meeting for a little bit now.
Okay. What are you putting us back on?
I don't have his number. I would have called him myself.
Are you asking that I should call him?
Please, if you can, to try and join back. And tell him to turn his video off. May I appeal that he turns his video off? He lost his mom today. He's in a very bad location. His network is not very good.
Okay.
That's why it keeps dropping off. He's back now, sir.
He's back, okay. Mr. Shoga, are you with us? Are you back with us?
He's coming in as a panelist in embed.
Okay.
He's joining shortly.
Okay.
Okay, he's back with us. Sir, if you can tell him not to turn his video on.
Okay. Is he back with us now?
Yes, he is back.
Mr. Shoga? Mr. Shoga, can you hear me? Mr. Shoga, can you hear me?
My video was, yes, my video and audio was.
Okay, you'd advise to turn your video off.
Mr. Ashwaga, please turn off your video so you can enjoy a good bandwidth. Where you are, the location is very bad. It keeps going.
You, sir.
Okay, is your video off now?
I hear you, sir. I'm here, I can't.
All right. We want to get you to answer to speak to the question about that's beyond. Did you get the question, or should I read it to you? Should I read it to you? Mr. Shoga, should I read the question to you? Mr. Shoga?
How do you hear me? I said yes.
No,
Mr. Ashwaga,
I said yes, sir.
Mr. Ashwaga, please turn off
your video. Yes, sir.
Mr. Ashwaga, turn off your video so you can
enjoy the question. That's what the question was. Should I repeat the question, please? Hello.
Let me have the question. I'm going to turn off my video.
Oh, okay, right. Now the question is.
Yes.
We're asking.
I hear you, sir. Turn off.
Okay. Now listen to it. The question is: should there be a minimum irreducible benefit that DGN membership should expend within the lifespan of its elected leadership? If yes, what should it be? And should this minimum benefit be made constitutional in order to guarantee its discharge to the members? You can go ahead, please. You have 2 minutes.
I think yes, there should be, and it should be made constitutional, because as it is now, the guilds, the schools are not, they are not remunerated. There's no fee attached to them, and I see that as not inspiring. The guild head should be made to be more creative, and you'll be work where there's something for you. Actually, my proposal when I get to the presidency will be that something must drop for that working, because if there's something defined for you as a for your service, there's a tendency for you to be looking elsewhere, or not to be or not to be passionate about what you are doing. But if you do that as a director, as a president, you have to devise the new mix of skills, get very well balanced. If you as a guild, you decide that you will have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shoga, thank you, Mr. Shoga, thank you, Mr. Shoga. It's okay, thank you. If you can hear me. No, Mr. Shoga, you are heading off this particular question now. Mr. Shoga. Mr. Shoga, listen, please. Mr. Shoga, listen, please. Listen, please.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Shoga.
Hearing you.
Okay, you are heading off this last question on this set. The question is, some members of DGN say they pay dues, but they are not issued.
Dropped off again. It's
What?
dropped off.
It dropped off again.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's go to, okay. Mr. Yika, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
If you can hear me.
Okay. The question is, some members of DGN say that they pay dues, but are not issued the ID card. Therefore, they refuse to pay another when it is due. The question is, should DGN ID cards continue to be made temporal? Should the ID cards issued by a preceding regime be made obsolete by a new leadership? Just 3 minutes, please.
Thank you. First of all, I sympathize with those who claim that they have paid dues and they have not gotten their ID card. Well, that can be part of some of the few things that we have to deal with. But there is no reason for this to be so. And I don't believe that the ID card should be something that expires. If you have an ID card, it should be so made that it is a gem that you hold on there, that you hold on to. And well, except probably for the fact that it helps to generate some fund so that it is issued annually, just to generate some fund for the guild. Besides that, I don't see any reason why the ID card issued to me by one regime expires after at the expiration of that regime. So I believe that there should be some level of continuity. So I don't agree with expiration of ID cards, and I believe that you see, we need to come together to rearrange things and I think arrive at a 360-degree turnaround of the guild so that every department functions.
Round off, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, are you there? Macaulay Chidebe.
May I request that you call in because it's dropped off for a bit now?
What?
May I request that you call him back? He's actually been dropped off for a little bit now.
Oh, okay.
My video is still off.
Okay, are you back? Are you back, Shwaga? Shwaga, are you back? Hello? Mr. Shoga, you
I'm still online. My video is off.
Yeah,
I hope my voice is still out.
Leave your video off. Leave your video off.
Hello?
Leave your video off. Don't put your video on so that you can get.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Did you get the question or should I repeat it? Did you get the question?
I'm here.
I'm asking you, did you get the question asked or do you want it to repeat?
Hello, can you hear?
I can hear you. Mr. Victor, hi.
Yes, please.
Please, did you get the question or should I repeat it?
Repeat it so that, I mean, also for the listeners, so that it's in context.
Okay.
Mr. Moderator, can I make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
Please. Yeah, we have bad network. Can't people just type, if, for instance, you are not able to hear or you are not able to communicate, can you just type whatever you want to say so that we can also see?
Yeah, especially for my colleagues Chidebe and
Kainde.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
That would be a good alternative.
Okay. Or why don't they phone in, and then, I mean, that's another thing, and they put them on speaker. That's better. Good. So we hear their voice and their nuances.
I think,
like you said, not typing.
The network is actually breaking.
Yeah.
That's
why you say if you
get the question now, but the thing keeps going and coming, and by the time it comes back, my voices and the video and
it's okay. It's okay. That's so the question.
Like the question is, I don't have it. It's gone, but my mic is unmuted.
Okay. Mr. Victor, hi, please.
Yes, please. The question.
Yeah, the question, please. The question is, some members of DGN say,
okay.
Mr. Shoga, please. The question is to Mr. Victor, hi, please.
Okay.
Some members of DGN say that they pay dues, but are not issued the ID card. Therefore, they refuse to pay another due when it is time. The question is,
yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
I'm hearing you.
The question is,
yes.
Should DGN ID cards continue to be made temporal? Should the ID cards issued by a preceding regime be made obsolete by a new leadership?
I think the bottom line is that what members are simply saying is they have not found any benefit in the guild. Quite frankly, I've never seen where an ID card made anyone or even earned anyone. I've never seen anyone who went getting a job as a director was asked about his ID card. The reason people will say they are not paying their dues is probably because they're not getting value for their membership of the guild. And the issue of renewing ID card every time is more like forcing people, coercing people to pay rather than performing to inspire people to pay. I don't see any guild that works very well that people will not break an arm and a leg to belong to, simply because, I mean, of the prestige that it even confers on you to wear that tag and say that you're a member of the guild. So I think what it really comes down to is performance. If the leadership of the guild decide to do the right things and members can get benefits from it, it's not a matter of ID card. Everyone, whether you have ID card or not, everyone would want to identify with the guild. That, I think, is where the problem is. And to resolve this problem is not so much a matter of ID card or to make people to pay. It's not a matter of ID card, but it's simply performance. Give the people what they want. They don't care about an ID card. They'll pay their dues. They'll support the regime. I'm done.
Njoku, are you there?
The network is bad. Network is bad.
I wish our government can fix this.
Dr. Ken, the voice is
yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Okay, can I go to that?
Sorry, somebody called in and interrupted my network. That was what happened. You know that nothing went wrong.
Okay.
Somebody called in and interrupted my network.
Okay.
Do you want me to repeat myself?
No, you're okay. You're okay. We're okay.
My response.
All right. Yeah, your response, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my response is this. It's like the ID card thing. Yeah, the ID card thing is being done like if it's a blackmail. The ID card is a personal identity. Very, very exceptional cases. But it's like we're trying that ID card to something that enable us will be a passport of our table because of the guilt processes and procedures. No. The ID card should be a permanent one. Members should pay their graduate due. Service if they get value a member of that. We should simply the issue of ID cards getting something out of this. You can get something out of DGN, out of DGN, you can get ID card, or you have it as a 20 you produce. But the DGN needs to do more in time, making for being a member of the DGN.
Thank you, Kende. Thank you very much. Now we are done with the first set of questions. We're done with the first set of questions. Now we're going to the second set of questions, and this has to do with funding and the political structure of DGN.
What's happening? I cannot be. What's happening? I've not been following. The network is so bad. I can't.
Okay, are you back now? Are you back? Are you
Mr. China is back.
Mr. McCollins, are you back?
Hello.
Mr. McCollins, are you back? Can you hear me?
The network is so bad. Yeah, I can't.
Yes, I'm here. Hearing you. We're hearing you. We're hearing you very well. So,
it's bad everywhere.
I'm here now, so I don't know what is happening. What question? Huh?
Okay, let me give you the question now.
What's the question on ground?
The question on ground is this: They said some members of DGN say they pay their dues, but are not issued ID cards. Therefore, they refuse to pay another due when it is time. The question is: should DGN ID cards continue to be made temporal? That is, should the ID cards issued by a preceding regime be made obsolete by a new leadership?
The issue is not about ID card or no ID card. The only thing is that the people do not get. There's no gain from they don't see anything coming out from the administration, from the gate that will even motivate them to pay dues, and they're not even the issue of ID card, But ID cards supposed to you don't have an ID card and it will last forever. At least it will last like a year, 2 years, but it's not the issue. The issue is that the people is not getting what they're supposed to get from the guild. That's why they are not even eager to pay the ID, pay the dues. ID card or no ID card. If the guild is giving them what they want, they won't even mind. They'll pay the money.
Okay, are you done?
I'm done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we're moving to a new set of questions now. And this set of questions has to do with funding and the political structure of DGN. Did we get that, please? Everybody, did we get that?
Yes.
Funding and the political structure of DGN. This first set of questions goes to my colleague Chidebe. Are you there? My colleague Chidebe, are you there?
Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
You there? Okay, good. Now the question is.
What's the question?
Yeah, the question is, one of the greatest problems of every organization is funding. And so any organization that is insufficiently funded begins to suffer decline in all ramifications.
Okay.
Judging from the size and activities expected of DGN, what percentage should membership dues constitute as a source of its funding? You have
DGN as a guild. Yeah, DGN as a guild. There's no government allocation or grant or anything. If people refuse to pay their dues, the guild will not function. The funding of the guild depends on how people pay their dues to make the guild fund and make the guild work. And the current administration is supposed to implement a lot of avenues to raise funds for the guild so that guild will function well, even if the members pay their dues or not, but the guild will function well because he has mapped different avenues to raise funds for the guild. Funding of the guild, okay.
Thank you very much. Abisa, Victor, hi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Victor, hi. Okay.
Yes, please.
Did you get the question or should I repeat it? Should I repeat it?
I think I have an idea. I mean, if you insist on repeating, not a problem, but I have an idea. Should I go on or should I wait for the question?
It all depends on you. If you think the audience did not hear it or you want you didn't get it well, we can always repeat it.
Okay. Primarily at the moment, the only source of funding for the guild is dues. Now, that is not sustainable. I think it's time, even the dues are limited because there's a lot of default in payment of dues. So before I go into the issue of percentage, I think that the source of funding for the guild has to be expanded. One of the ways associations do this is through capacity building, compulsory, mandatory continuing education. Organizations like ICANN, for instance, and because it's important for capacity building, I mean, no one stays at the same level with what they know, otherwise they're not growing. So that in itself will bring more money, to the association, to the guild. Another thing is money that is kept, even the dues that are raised, what responsible organizations do is take a percentage of it and put into investments, buy stocks and shares or put in treasury bills or savings so that it can continue to earn, and other forms of investment so that, the guild, what little money they have, they can expand on.
Round of applause.
Okay, and even the dues, we would need to expand it because membership, and I mean this time now, it's not just random membership.
Thank you.
Membership.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Victor.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Right. Shoga, are you there? Shoga, are you there? Shoga, are you there? Shoga, are you there? Okay. All right. You can come here. Are you there? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Now, did you get a question or should I repeat it?
Well, I said funding and political structure of DGN.
No. I asked a specific question. That's just the heading of this particular set of questions. The question itself, do I repeat the question itself?
Please do.
Okay.
Just for clarity.
Okay, fine. We said one of the greatest problems of every organization is funding. And so any organization that is insufficiently funded begins to suffer decline in all ramifications. Judging from the size and the activities expected of DGN, what percentage should membership dues constitute as a source of its funding? Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, what percentage? Okay. Can I just, the internet connection is unstable. Can you still hear me?
We can hear you clearly, very clearly.
Well, let me just say that DGN operates within an enabling society. Economic instability. And because of this, people don't get jobs. And if people don't get jobs, the main source of funding for the organization suffers. There are so many other ways that DGN can make money. well, maybe by the time I get to my manifesto, I'll say some of this. But what percentage can one ask any member that does not have enough work to do to pay? Well, all things being equal, if we have an enabling society that improves in terms of economy and becomes a little bit more stable, and DGN members are hired by producers because we are primarily directors. When DGN members are hired by producers, and because of education, members are able to attract more pay, and we control the atmosphere more, people will get more to pay. It is when people get more to pay,
thank you very much.
When people earn more, that we can ask them to pay more.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Shwaga is back, sir.
Okay, Shwaga, can you hear me now? Mr. Shwaga, can you hear me? Mr. Shwaga, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Shwaga, can you hear me? Mercy?
Okay, it just moved over to the panelists. Mr. Shwaga, please, can you unmute your device, please?
It keeps going mute. It's unmuted already.
Okay, just watch out for it.
Okay.
Just watch out for it. Watch out for it.
The network is yeah, okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, if you had the question, can you speak on it 2 minutes? If you had the question.
No. The question, I'll be off. The question again, please.
Okay, fine. The question is this. One of the greatest problems of every organization is funding. And so every organization that is insufficiently funded begins to suffer decline in all ramifications.
Yeah.
Judging from the size and activities expected of DGN, what percentage should membership dues constitute as a source of its funding?
Well, the funding of percentage of dues for members should be the most minimal. What is expected of the president and the ESCO is to be creative in such a way that they will partner with governments, partner with blue chip companies, partner with corporate organizations, such that funding money will definitely be coming into DGN. The level of the value of DGN is bigger than any amount you can. A director is earning a few thousands of naira or less than 1 million naira is something. It's nothing. So we can't even use that now to judge the level of what people will pay as dues. What I'm saying is this: if the guild is well managed, especially the way that they have creative means of generating money. If our guild is a multi-billion naira guild, for example, we have about 500 million naira in our account now. Nobody will look at guilds. Nobody will look at what comes from individuals. It will just be peanuts that will come as membership. But the value of the intake, the value of the people, the level, the level that people will come so prestigious and so hard that yes, can't just get it there. So what I'm saying is that the guild should not determine what people should. The value of the guild will determine what people could actually pay for their dues.
Your time is up, please. Thank you. Yeah, you can come.
Yes.
Yeah, did you get the question or should I repeat it?
I've stopped talking since.
You're right, please.
Stop talking since.
Yeah, you're right. The way we couldn't get Yika, that was why we moved to you. Yeah. Sorry, please. Okay. All right, the next question will be headed by Victor High. Victor High, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, the question is, or rather, the statement first. The statement is, Nigeria's economy is ranked the biggest in Africa, and it runs mainly on free enterprise with a large capital flow. The question is, how can DGN, led by you, tap into this private market to make it become its main source of funding in order to divest its seeming dependency on scarce government funds?
No, the question is not very clear, please.
Okay. So Nigeria's economy is ranked the biggest in Africa.
Yes.
And it runs mainly on free enterprise.
Yes.
With a large capital flow. Now the question is,
what do you mean by capital flow?
The movement of capital is said to be large.
Within or in and out? Okay, go ahead.
Did you get that?
Just go on.
Did you get that? Okay.
It wasn't quite clear, but go on.
The question is, how can DGN led by you tap into? Okay. The question is,
tap into?
How can DGN led by you tap into this private market to make it become its main source of funding in order to divest its seeming dependency on scarce government funds?
Are you talking about DGN as an organization or Nigeria?
As an organization, DGN as an organization. How can they tap into the Nigerian market?
Tapping into the free flow of funds into the Nigerian market.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
To make it its main source of funding. To make it its main source of funding. Instead of depending on government.
Okay. Well, I think what is very important is for us to recognize that what we do is a business, and that the services we offer are no different from the same, like, for example, financial services for which capitals like London and New York are noted for, okay? And the good thing is that even what we do can be outsourced, like you have in the tech industry, you know, the IT industry. Now, not just within the country, but even outside the country, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. What that does for us is that it has liberalized trade of goods and services across the continent, okay? Which means that we're not limited only to this economy anymore, okay? And we can now, like we used to do, we can now go to places like Ghana, offer our services there, make money and bring back to this country, go to Rwanda. A lot of African countries are waiting for us right now because they do have their actors, they have their producers, they don't need our producers or our actors. What they want is, what is that thing that makes Nollywood what it is, which is what we as directors offer. Now, what we need is to be able to get government backing to be able to tap into this new opportunity that has opened up for us across the continent. And from within as well, if we build our capacity, imagine a film, for instance, like what's it called now, Morgeto, that just raked in 600 million. Fine, you might say that the producer gets a big part of it. But even as directors, once a director is worth his onions, we can begin to negotiate royalties so that we can get a part of this.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Mr. Tuji, sorry, Mr. Kaide Shoga, are you there? Kaide Shoga? Kaide Shoga, are you there? Mr. Kaide, are you there? Hello, Kaide, are you there?
Mr. Shoga, please unmute yourself. Your network has muted you back.
Are you there? Is Akai there?
No.
Okay. Did you get, okay.
I'm
did you get the question?
I'm web money. I'm the web.
Did you get the question or should I repeat it? Did you get the question
Okay,
or should I
that.
repeat it?
We'll do that.
Mr. Kaide, should I repeat the question? Okay, Mr. Yika, are you there?
Network is bad.
Okay, just hold on. When your network comes back, we'll get back to you. Mr. Yika, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, do I repeat the question?
Let me change the question.
Well, let me just try and answer the question the best way that I know that I understand it.
Hello.
First of all, I want to say that I think that question
I can hear you now.
Just hold on. Hold on. Okay. Mr. Shwaga, hold on. Let Mr. Yika finish.
Okay, sir.
I think that question is more addressed to producers than it is to directors. We are creative minds. What we can do is to make sure that we are armed in our creativity and we are marketable to producers to hire us. And if we are that marketable, by virtue of what we bring on the table, by virtue of our education, by virtue of our training, by virtue of the ethics that we uphold. Sorry. Yes.
Mr. Yika, hold on. Are you saying that your skill cannot be marketed? Is that what you're saying?
My skill can be marketed. That's what I'm saying.
What did you say?
I'm saying no. I didn't say it is not. I said it is more for producers than it is for directors. Because first of all,
how it affects us.
First of all, in production chain, it is the producer that hires a director who is a creative mind that will now author the film that he shows. So what am I trying to say? I'm not saying that we cannot market our skills. Who do we market these skills to? The moment you are the one who goes about looking for funds, I'm not saying you cannot be a producer director. If you want to be a producer director, that's another thing entirely. My own idea is providing an enabling environment for directors to do their works and become more marketable to producers so that producers can patronize them. You understand what I'm saying?
But that's what the question says. You're answering it. All right, thank you.
Yes, so what I'm saying is just making yourself more marketable.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Shwaga, are you with us now?
Yes, I'm with you now.
Okay, did you get the question, please?
No, can I get the question again? That's why I'm bad. The question again, please.
Okay, we said Nigeria's economy is ranked the biggest in Africa.
Yes.
And it runs mainly on free enterprise with a large capital flow. The question is, how can DGN, led by you, tap into this private market to make it become its main source of funding in order to divest its seeming dependency on scarce government funds? That's the question.
Thank you very much. Government fund is not scarce to start with. Government does not recognize guilds and the sector. That's what I'm saying now. The DGN.
Hold on, sir. But government owes.
Come again?
Government owes contractors. Government owes workers. Government owes pensioners. And you say
government has never.
It's
not scarce. You can't say it is scarce because we have not approached it. We have not done. Government, yes. Government does not owe those in the oil sector because oil is produced on daily basis and they are measuring oil by barrels a day. So government cannot owe people that are working in the oil sector. What I'm trying to say is this. You see, we have not really romanced the government. That is the first thing we need to do each year. Like in every budget of every other agency in Nigeria, there's budget for the creative sector, there's budget for guilds and associations like this, like the MBA and all of them. But we have not romanced the government subject. How do I mean? When the government wants to roll out the economic plan of Nigeria does not include the entertainment sector. The government has not done nothing for the entertainment sector, so they cannot give us that. We cannot even put ourselves in the rating of Nigeria's economy. First, we have to be part of that governance, that economy, because before we can say yes, we are also included in the budget. So I would say that my conclusion is that we need to.
Your time is up, please. Thank you.
That's an economy.
Are you there? Thank you.
I'm here.
Thank you. Did you get the question or should I repeat it?
Let me get the question again.
Okay. The question is, first of all, the statement. The statement says Nigeria's economy is ranked the biggest in Africa, and it runs mainly on free enterprise with a large capital flow. The question is, how can DGN, led by you, tap into this private market to make it become its main source of funding in order to divest its seeming dependency on scarce government funds? That's the question. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I got it. First of all, 90% of every director is a producer. And 90% of every director is a producer. And you have to get, you don't need to depend on government funds all the time. The way to tap into this market is to get funds from somewhere, as a leader, raise money, empower the directors, because 80% or 90% of them are producers. Empower them, they go to location, they work, they make money. They be, I don't know. When you empower them now, they become independent. In as much as we can even sell them to the producers, but now they are also the producers, and they are making money, and they have money with them, and they can be. And once you get that fund outside, maybe the guild is making some percentage from that fund, and they are making money for the guild, and they are servicing the members too, and they are comfortable. And when you do that, you see that directors will regain their dignity again.
All right, thank you.
I don't have much to say.
Thank you very much. All. Thank you. Now, the next set of questions comes from Mr. Kehinde Shoga. Are you there? Mr. Kehinde Shoga?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here now.
You are hitting off this question with in 3 minutes.
Okay.
Right, the question is, are you satisfied with the current, and this question has to do with the political structure of DGN, the political structure of DGN. Okay. Now, the question is, are you satisfied with the current zonal structure of DGN? Should zone creation be a constitutional rule, or should it be left at the discretion of DGN's leadership?
Thank you. I think we have to follow the structure of Nigeria. That's the DGN. What do I mean? Nigeria is divided to 6 political zones. So the zonal thing is not really in place. We have DGN in states. So it should be state structures rather than zonal structure. Sorry, state structure first, then zonal structure will follow. That's what we have in Nigeria. Yeah. We have South-South zone, Southwest zone. Nigeria is divided to 6. So zonal structure, I think, to me, is not workable. If we have a state, people in the state they have different cultural background, they have different values to tap into. Like, for example, now people from Akwa Ibom State, from Uyo and from Calabar, they are traveling now several hours of journey to Port Harcourt tomorrow morning to go and vote, which should not be so. So I think the state structures of the zone for the zone, such that we will have it democratically defined. So to me, the zonal structure is not right, and the zonal structure as it is, for what I gather, is not constitutional. So everything in my tenure as the president will be constitutional. In 3 months, 4 months, we have a constitution that will determine. Everybody will agree that the zonal structure is feasible, it's not feasible. That's state structure. Then zonal cannot come as a state. They will not have the national.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, Mr. Yuka Kambi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Mr. Yuka Kambi. Oh, okay. Yes. Did you get the question, or should I repeat it?
I think I got the question.
Okay, right. You have 2 minutes.
I think we need the present structure of the zonal structure. For me, it is workable, but I think we need more zones. We need more zones, because the idea of zones is for people to be able to dance close to the corridors of power, so that handshakes can come across the zones. But we need more. We need to create more zones right now, and then we need to have regular interaction between the zones and the central, so that things are not lost on the zones. Besides that, And I think the constitution should be enabled to make it mandatory for regular meeting between the zones and the central. Besides that, I don't see anything wrong, besides for the fact that we need more zones. We need more zones so that it doesn't become too cumbersome for people to interact with themselves and then interact with the central. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right on time. Right, Mr. Macaulay, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, did you get the question or should I repeat it?
No, I didn't hear the question. Network has been bad.
Okay, let me repeat the question to you. The question says, are you satisfied with the current zonal structure of DGN? Should zone creation be a constitutional rule or should it be left at the discretion of DGN's leadership? That's the question. You have 2 minutes.
Come again.
Okay. For the last time, say, are you satisfied with the current zonal structure of DGN? Should zone creation be a constitutional rule, or should it be left at the discretion of DGN's leadership?
Zonal creation is just like they want to call it zones, because some states are called zone and only one state there, and some are like three states or 4 states in one zone, depending on number of people that are in that zone. It doesn't matter. We cannot do it the way Nigeria do their own zones, like all those things. Our own is different from Nigerian formation, because we can have somebody from one person from Benin, one person from Abo, all these ones. They come together. They call them one zone in 2, 3, 4 different states. So it's not supposed to be constitutional. So it depends, or maybe later when we are large, you can get it constitutional, maybe state by state or zone by zone, like Nigeria is. Just when you're up to 15 in a particular place, you are free to make up a zone. So it doesn't matter how many states or anything. How it is now, we can go ahead with this until later when we are bigger and we get larger, we can handle it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Victor, hi, are you there? Mr. Victor, hi.
Can you hear me?
Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, okay. Did you get the question or should I repeat it?
I got the question, but if you want the listeners to hear it, fine, but I understand the question. So you might repeat it so my answer is in context.
Okay. The question says, are you satisfied with the current zonal structure of DGN? Should zone creation be a constitutional rule, or should it be left at the discretion of DGN's leadership?
Okay, thank you for that question. When you create new subsectors or subsets of an organization in terms of branches and all that, basically it's for administrative convenience. The reason Asaba ordinarily would have remained a village beside Onitsha today if Delta State were not created, okay? Delta State would have remained under the shadow of Edo State as Midwest. But today you can see that there's more development because of that spread. Now, as a guild or every association aims to recruit more members, enlarge its, keep growing new members to take off from the old ones and expand its territories. So I think it's important for us, because I believe that in Zamfara would have directors, in Sokoto would have directors. There's a need for us to be able to encourage, because wherever you have a chapter, for instance, that chapter will grow the local chapter, will do recruitment, capacity building, and help its members grow in such a place. So I think that it's important that we spread as far widely as possible across the state. We're in the nascent stage right now, so it's understandable that we're not where we're supposed to be. But I think it should be in the Constitution that new chapters can be created in the states. And as for zones are for administrative convenience. It makes the center able to reach the subsets, the states around it faster. because they have an administrative head or structure there that can bring all the states together. So I think it can be a constitutional thing where it is stated that every state can open a chapter, and there can be, and then they would have zonal units as well. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I didn't complete answering though, but my time was up. Yeah. It's okay. Go ahead.
The next set of questions, I'll go to Yika Kambi. Yika, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Now, Yika, some people argue that for there to be general stability in DGN, that the leadership structure should be expanded so as to allow the zonal leaders serve as parliamentary representatives in order to oversight the executive in budgets and projects. Others say no, that will mean having a big government that will impose unnecessary expenditure to maintain it. Where do you stand? For big government or for small government?
Well, I think I'll go for a bigger government. I think there has to be some level of independence from the zones. I am out for more independence from the zone in terms of they need to be able to have some power of the purse to be able to function. So right now, I think that is not so. So I want more zones, and I want them to be more independent, so that whatever they do, though a majority they're under the supervision of the central, but let there be some level of devolution of power to them, so that we are having a form of federalist attitude. So I think I want more powers to the constituents. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you. Did you get the question or should I repeat it?
One more, please. One more time.
Okay. Some people argue that for there to be stability in DGN, that the leadership structure should be expanded so as to allow the zonal leaders serve as parliamentary representatives in order to oversight the executive in budgets and projects. Others say no, that will mean having a big government that will impose unnecessary expenditure to maintain it. Where do you stand? For big government or for small government? That's the question.
I stand with the bigger government. Yeah,
go ahead, you have 2 minutes to answer.
When you have a large government, you give powers to the zones. The zones will come together, select or appoint somebody to represent them. So somebody they can hold responsible. Not tomorrow when you become the president, people that supported you are them without even knowing their capability. So supporting the larger government is important so that we can expand and reach to the rural villages and everything. So.
All right. Are you done? Thank you.
I'm done.
Thank you very much. Yes. Mr. Vito, are you there?
Yes, please.
Yes. Do I repeat the question?
I think you've done it twice already, so that's okay. For me, I don't think the word is bigger government. I think the word is inclusiveness. Because truth is, we already have these subsets or structures, but the problem is that they have never been carried along by the center. And I think that, because they've always existed, what has been lacking is inclusiveness. Inclusiveness in the sense that decision-making has been centralized without taking into cognizance the needs of the various subsets and the various zones. But this time around, I would say, get the zones to come forward, because we're talking about budgets and projects. They will be able to know what they need at their various zones, come to the center, talk about it, discuss. If it is funding, they know how to raise funds, or they know what, I mean, so whatever they jointly take decisions, they're able to carry you. In that way, the center is able to carry everyone along. And when people are carried along, people have a sense of belonging, and they can even make more contributions. And it makes the zonal heads more able to inspire their people to pay their dues and support the center. So the word for me is not big government, because it's an already existing government. Rather, it is a missing link, which is inclusiveness.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Shoga, are you there?
Sure. Yeah. My take is very simple. Yes.
Okay.
My take is very simple on this. I think we know that we cannot divorce our argument with Nigeria as clear. Our problem in Nigeria is that local government structure has abandoned. So in our own guild as well, I think the zones that we have now are largely abandoned. They see the headquarters as where the whole action is, and they are all right. The essential thing is that what the structure we have to do is to make those zones as it is now. They have democratic structure as well. It's not somebody from somewhere imposing the coordinator on them, or somebody from there telling you that. There will be democratic structure in the zones. In that zone, they can form their own parliament. They can form their own ESCO in the zones. Not only a coordinator, they form their own ESCO. Somebody can be in charge of welfare. But by and large, they have to report to the president. The president has overriding rule and veto on all the zones that were established. So I'm in support of a government that is spread. The head, the presidency will be there. They have the presidential power. Whereas the zones will be so strengthened in a way that they will have their powers too. They will have their own ESCO. Not just having their own welfare officer or their chief. Because they have
right. Thank you, Shoga. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. All right, we are done with this set of questions. And we thank you. Now we're going to the remaining two sets that has only two questions. Now, this one has to do with the international visibility and cooperation. It will discuss international visibility and cooperation.
Yeah.
And to head off this one, my colleague Chidebe. Are you there? My colleague Chidebe, are you there? My colleague Chidebe. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, are you there?
Yeah. Hello?
Okay, good. Now, this is the question. There seems to be a general consensus that fields directed by DGN members have improved tremendously over the last 10 years. Yet, somehow, our international presence is still very low. What can be done for our members' works to get international recognition? You have 3 minutes, sir.
Yes, like you said earlier, their jobs have been doing well. Every international international recognition, there's a standard for everything you want to do. There's a standard. If you want to shoot international movie, you shoot their standard. But our problem here is when you are making a movie, you don't know where you're taking your mind, the market you want to take it. You can't shoot for Idumota and you want to take it to international market. You can't go. So if I become the DGN president, I will make sure our films are accepted internationally. But before then, I have to go sit down with them, have a meeting, get their standard, get whatever they want, come back. When we do our capacity building, you imply it in the members. Look at this is what you want, this is what they want. Once you get into that standard, I think they must accept it. And when I get in there, I'll make sure it happens.
Okay. Are you done? Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Victor, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Victor, okay. Mercy, what is going on?
Mr. McCollins, I'm going to have to mute you when you're ready. Please unmute yourself. You have a noisy background, all right?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victoria, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay. The question is, there seems to be a general consensus that films directed by DGN members have improved tremendously over the last 10 years. Yet, somehow, our international presence is still very low. The question is, what can be done for our members' works to gain international recognition?
Thank you very much for this question. I don't know by who. Okay, well, yes, the works have improved tremendously, but I want to say that globally, there are no two standards for film. You can't go to, let's say, Netflix, for instance, at the international level, or any of the international distributors, and be saying your Nollywood, therefore standards should be lowered for you. There's no such thing. What we need to do right now is seriously build capacity. There's so many people who are not members of DGN right now who are doing very well, exceptionally well. One of the biggest problems we have is that we do not think, we assume that we know so much because we have been doing this business since, permit me to say, 19 Kiridim, you know, and nobody wants to hear anything or learn. There's so much out there for us to learn. We need to build our capacity to a point where we can begin to operate at that level. Distribution could be a problem, but distribution is no problem for any good film. Okay, so one of the things that we need to recognize is the fact that if we must compete globally, the standards cannot be lowered for us. We need to improve ourselves in terms of capacity so that we'll be able to do jobs that can be acceptable globally. I've never seen, so I've never seen any distributor, whether or exhibitor, whether local or international, who turned down a good job.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Kaide, are you there?
Sure.
Okay, did you get the question?
Yes. Thank you. But yes, I got the question. I think the answer is as easy as eating cake. Our structure internationally has to be done from the has to be first with government. So that's standardization. There's a route with international relationships, and we're not there yet. We need to have a route. The route is this. We have Ministry of Foreign Affairs. DGN workforce will be listed among people that does film globally. We are not there yet. DGN has to have a relationship with Ministry of National Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Information and Culture, in such a way that we will have a platform. Our platform will be online with other film associations and fields in the world, other film schools, film festivals, and the rest of them. We are not there yet. We need to be there. Then we can now establish ourselves as a Nigerian field that will have a stature to go to do international business and relationship. That is what first I will first recommend. We need that government input, government listing, before we can say we are going abroad. Because I've seen a lot of people they are abroad. They are doing. You can go and do your development and do it in America. It doesn't make Nigeria standard, but DGN will be the platform for taking movies of high standard abroad. And people say Netflix, yes, running of Netflix and the rest of them. Our content is very paramount. We need to work on our content. DGN under me will make sure that our content is king. In a way that our content will be local.
Thank you very much.
We cannot compare with America.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Shoga. Thank you, Shoga. Thank you. Thank you. Yika Kobi.
Yes.
Yes, please. Did you get the question?
Thank you very much. It is very simple. No two ways about it. If you are going to the international market, go the example of Fela. Fela knows knew the rudiments of music. He studied abroad. But when he came back, he looked for a language that people will understand. And he became more inward turning. That is when he has something to sell to the outside world, which could not be faulted. For as long as we are not ready to be inward turning and tell the African authentic story, no matter what we do outside that. For instance, how did you come about the name Nollywood? People came here, they have seen some of the things that we have done, and they felt, okay, these people there's nothing happening. There's no particular structure on the ground. But if we first of all, understand the fact that we are a people, unique in our ways, and we have that to sell to the outside world, and we take pride in our culture. I'm not saying we should not be well versed in the language of filmmaking. We should be, but at the same time, what we are going to sell to the world, for as long as it remains, it is not authentic, nobody will take us seriously. Thank you very much. I'm done.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. The next set of questions will be headed by Mr. Victor Hai. Are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay. It's the major hindrance. The question is the statement first. The major hindrance to professional practice in filmmaking, especially for young DGN members, is the unavailability of equipment to shoot films. Yet, these needed equipment are not made in Nigeria. The question is, should young filmmakers retire early, or should the leadership of DGN seek international corporations that will make this equipment available?
Okay. I'm glad that you brought this question, and I will want to say something that might shock a lot of people. Our problem is not equipment. I was in Sundance a couple of years ago, and one of the films I was presented was shot on iPhone 5S, and that film created serious buzz at Sundance Film Festival. Now, the thing is, and I was talking to a few people when I was running a workshop in Abuja recently. I said, CorelDRAW 5, there were designs that were made with it that some people can't even make with Corel 14 or Corel 17. I think it's up to 17 now. So the problem is not understanding. If you notice, if you shot on film, you would have found that cameras that were used in 1950 or 1960 were still relevant as at 1980, 1990, almost 2000. So the problem is understanding the tools, not so much the equipment. Okay, that's not to say that equipment are not, of course, new things are coming up every day, but the truth is, I've never met a driver who learned with B2, who, when he was confronted with Mercedes, decided to go back and learn how to drive a Mercedes. So the key thing is learn driving properly, and you can handle any car at all. The same thing goes for filmmaking. Cinematography, if you're trained, okay, what I'm saying is, what we need to do is teach our young directors the art properly, and whatever comes is not the equipment. Angel is making hundreds of, he's making almost 200 million naira monthly, and he's not using ARI or any of the big equipment that we're using. All right, thank you.
My colleague Chidebe. Oh, sorry. Sorry. My apologies. Mr. Kende Sugar.
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay,
I think I want to align. Personally, I have an arrangement with Huawei of China, how to bring it. It is not all about, but the truth is that the equipment is not easily available. What we are going to do is to do franchise and agreement companies all over. But they are there looking for people to partner with. Huawei can come here and let you do a movie, do a standard movie. They'll give you a for free, and in exchange with them as a partnership, the movie will be given to them, China or a broadcast channel that they will show there. So in essence, the relationship that you have with China or with Japan, it's always there, but it's not there yet. I'm going to provide a platform for exchanges of equipment for people, because like iPhones can do movies, but the iPhone that we are talking about is very, very expensive and average.
Thank you,
All right, thank you
so much. Thank you. Mr. Yika Kambi.
Yes.
Yes, did you get the question, or should I repeat?
Yeah, I got the question. I think the problem is not non-availability of equipment. We have enough equipment to tell the story we want to tell right now. It is the proper use of those equipment that we need to build capacity. We need to create an environment for people to train and retrain, so that the field that they have, if they use it well, it will go far. We have equipment. I can tell you that we have equipment enough to excel. Have you visited Kunle Afolayan's office to see what he has there? Kingsley Ogoro is there, and I can tell you that we have equipment. It may not be what operates in Hollywood, but the fact remains that we have equipment, and those equipment are enough for us to tell our story if you understand how to use them. Where I am right now, I'm running my light on batteries. I don't have light. We don't have NEPA, as I see, or whatever name we are calling them now. We have things that we can use to tell our stories. Do we even look well enough within ourselves to get the stories that we want to tell? I tell you, the moment we stand in front of the camera and we want to behave like Americans, or want to behave like people outside Nigeria, people won't take us seriously. We have equipment. I believe that we have equipment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me ask all of you, just 1 minute each. If this equipment are available, are they available to young filmmakers? Are they readily available to young filmmakers, either for hire or for purchasing? 1 minute, please.
So that's the challenge.
No, you can compete, please. You can compete. Start from you.
Well, it depends on who you call young filmmakers. Are you talking of people who are freshly graduated from schools?
Yeah, for instance, we have new inductees and DGN.
Well, that's why I said when we have new inductees, we ask them to do internship with existing studios, people who have equipment and they have studios. By the time you graduate, you must be able to do one thing that people can see as things coming from you. Then you will have enough. I think at the end of the day, you are likely to have gathered enough experience. So,
all right, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I wasn't done, but
I said 1 minute. I said 1 minute.
No problem.
Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe. Hello. Hello. Okay, Victor, hi.
The question again, please.
The question is, if we have enough equipment.
Hello.
Yeah, Macaulay, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you later. If we have enough equipment for practice, are they readily available to young filmmakers? Are they in terms of hiring or for purchase?
Thank you very much. For the records, what I'm about to say now, let it be known that I'm a film purist, but I'm also a realist and very pragmatic. What you need, quite frankly, today, and I'm not kidding you, that's why I started by saying I'm a purist, so don't get me wrong. You do not need more than your mobile phone to start with. It's time we encourage our young people. You can shoot and edit. There are YouTubers. Everybody must not make film for cinema or for a Dumota or a Waker. With YouTube, there's so many avenues available right now. We need to teach our people how to make use of them. These young men in Ikorodu boys.
Thank you.
Today have recognition abroad by using what they have to make.
Your minute is done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, are you
I'm here
now?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get the question?
Let me have the question.
The question is, if we have enough equipment available for parties, are they readily available to young filmmakers, in terms of hire or purchase?
I can borrow from it depends on who you call young filmmakers. All those modern equipment, before you get them, your budget must be high. It's not something you go and hire to shoot your movie, because the budget for equipment alone is not a child's play. So before you go for those equipments, you first of all know your budget. So like Victor Kai said, There are a lot of things to be done with all these small gadgets around us. Well, if you know how to use it, you know how to deal with it. So getting ready to get to everybody, younger ones.
Okay, thank you, my colleague.
Okay.
Mr. Kende Shoga.
My take is yes, I'm on the floor. My take is
1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah. My take is the equipment are not sufficient and it will be provided by something like a guild. If a guild like DGN has partnerships with companies, like I keep talking about Huawei in China, the equipment will be available. The standard equipment that is being used generally, we have general equipment, we have computer equipment. They are shooting the film, for example, now. You need to the level of the HD that you need. All those can be provided for the new incoming and new that we have. So the equipment is not, the truth must be told, it's not available, because it's available, it's too expensive. But if there's a partnership with agencies, companies, with manufacturers, the equipment will be made available at a subsidized rate, and use of the GM members or every other person will enjoy having equipment at a reduced price. But at the end of the day, first production of the art of the production, and just on the level of the production at the end of it. So I'm of the view that the people are not sufficient. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have come to the last set of questions now. There are only 2 questions, and we time these special questions. We time this special because they came from certain sectors. Now, this question is from a lady member of DGN, but she doesn't want her identity to be revealed. And her question is this: what possible reason can be given to explain why women are made redundant in DGN? Mr. China, Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, are you there? Mr. Macaulay Chidebe? Mr. Macaulay Chidebe? Oh, it's off again.
I'm here.
Okay, fine. Did you get the question?
Let me have it, please.
Okay. This question is from a lady member of DGN, but she doesn't want her name to be revealed.
Okay.
It's a general question for all of you. Her question is: what possible reason can be given to explain why women are made redundant in DGN? Are women made redundant in DGN, Mr. Marconis?
No, they are not made redundant in DGN. We don't have so many of them around in DGN. So, and for my own observation, the women in DGN, they don't come up. We don't see them regularly. So I don't know. I don't know. They don't come up with that. I've met only 1 or 2 of them. Franca Brown and Pat. Not many of them.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Victor, hi, please.
If anyone has had the opportunity of looking at my manifesto on page 7, it is written there, encouraging more female filmmakers to take up directing as a craft in the industry and inviting them to join DGN. Women make great directors. What is directing? It's not different from cooking food. You bring different ingredients together, and you bring different ingredients together, and creatively, with a recipe, come up with a finger-licking delicacy, which is like a movie. That's basically what it is. And women understand it even much more than men. And there are so many out there, okay? We have to say that there are only 2 is being a bit economical with the truth or pretending not to be aware that one of the best directors we had in this country was Lola Fani-Kayode. She directed Mirror in the Sun, for those who are old enough to remember. And she set a standard that you cannot beat till tomorrow. Amaka Igwe is another. There's so many of them. We need to acknowledge our women because indeed, like I said, if you understand
DGN members, please.
Hello? DGN members? Patogri, Omoni Oboli. Let me mention them to you. Patogri, Omoni Oboli, Grace Edwin. There's so many of them I can mention to you. You are
Thank you,
VP.
Victor.
If you
Thank
do
you,
not
thank you,
remember
Victor.
this, then I think there's a problem.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Victor. Thank you, Victor. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Kaideshoga?
Yeah,
Mr.
I think as it is for men, it is for women. Women are not inspired by what the men are doing. When the men are not even comfortable, then women will come and do. Women like comfort. Our women should be encouraged, because I was talking to some of the women, they are not very, very right. Some have even been put in positions of the administration, and they are supported. My take is this: let's make DGN first and foremost very attractive, because what a man can do, it's a balance that is now popular since Geneva conference. So women need to be encouraged, same as men. Women should be given special level of induction in a way that they will be inspired and encouraged, and a more level playing field. I mean, more advantage than women. Because we have women cameramen that are doing very, very well.
Thank you, Kende. Thank you, Kende. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Yika Kombi.
Yes. First of all,
yes.
First of all,
go ahead.
I don't believe that women are rendered redundant in DGN, because we have women directors. In fact, a book was just written on Nigerian female directors, young female directors, when women call the shots. Or, so I think that's a book written by Learntor.ng. Women, and what DGN for me is where the actions, those who are working are the ones who constitute DGN. It is not like we have a place, a special function in DGN that we are now alienating women from. Those women who are working, they are there. Whether we recognize or not, they are there. And I think even in the DGNEC, there are some women there. There are some women are part of that body. So I don't think women are well, it is true that we don't have as much women directors, female directors, as we have men. But that is not to say that they are rendered redundant.
Thank you very much. Okay, the last special question now, and this one is from a newly inducted member of DGN. And he says, I do not know four of you very well. Oh, sorry, I do not know four of you well, but you all claim to be a good man. His question is, what personal quality and experience of yours should I rely on to cast my vote for you? Let me take the question again. He said, I do not know four of you well, but you all claim to be good men. What personal quality and experience of yours should I rely on to cast my vote for you? Mr. High, please.
Okay. In terms of running organizations, I want you to know I was the first, apart from being the founder of DGN, co-founder of DGN, I was the first national secretary of DGN. But I've also run many organizations. My old Students Association, I was the president, national president, and that includes on a global basis. I've been able to do that. I've run many organizations. I've been entrusted as head of international film festivals of repute. And I mean, if people do not trust you, they cannot entrust you with some of these positions. I've run a political party has entrusted me with its candidacy as a presidential candidate for this country. If I can get that level of trust, I think that DGN should be able to trust me to run this organization and take it to its promised land.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Kaideshoga.
Yeah.
Mr. Kaideshoga.
My background says, yes, my background says it all. I've been in the industry for what 2 decades, and I was under organization largest. In fact, the organization that gave back to support that industry. I have run. It's on record that I am the only person that have done film of world record. My film was given a world recognition, not local or African nation. Probably that's the record. besides that, look at my past experience. That is the selling point for me. It's largely not DGN is largely not. That advantage, exactly, I'll get that. The full advantage. More so, in administration, I was a lecturer. I've lectured in Ghana, I've lectured in Nigeria, and I'm able to do additional. See, even the youth. So I have that ability to harness the youth for proper putting in the movie. So I'll be very proud to have people that have graduated in universities or that are qualified education to make it the way I've. My joy and my pride would be to make it for young ones to make it the way my children have made it. That's the selling point for me. I'll be my pride to see children of people that I do not know even know. So I can't ensure I got to be a reference point anywhere.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Kende.
Thank you, too. Thank
you, Kende. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right. You can complete, please.
Well, I'll simply say that I'm a film director, and as a practitioner, I have worked and lived in Nigeria for the past 30 years, shooting documentaries, TV commercials, some films, and TV series. I own a company here called Prices of the Visuals Limited, and I have survived here. I know your pain. I have never attempted to do any other thing but filmmaking. I know how hard it is to practice in this place we all call home. So trust me, I know the terrain. So if there's anything you want to believe about me at all, it is the fact that I am a Nigerian, and I never say never. I will never ever quit. And that is why I am still here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, my colleague Chidebe. So my colleague Chidebe. Mr. Marcolis Chidebe.
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you still with us?
Yes, okay, I'm here.
Please. Yes. Did you get? Yes, you got the question.
Yes, I know the question. Yes.
Okay.
You have every right to vote for me. I'm a grassrooted movie personality. I've been in the industry for the past 29 years, and I've directed for the past 22 years. More than 1,000 movies to my credit. I'm not so that let me get it that way. As a director, I've done many jobs in this business. Everybody know me. Is a what do you call it? Household name, and I like people along. I've trained working every day in Nollywood. Personally and single-handedly, I've made more than 15 movie stars in Nollywood. So I'm grounded. I'm here. I'm not coming to lead you or become the DGN president because I want to do it. No, I've done it before in South Central. I've been the zonal chairman, and I did a lot of things in South Central. That's why I want to extend it to the national. So I think if you look at it very well, deep, if you tell yourself the truth, you have a reason to give me your vote. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, I applaud you. Thank you very much for getting through this first phase of the program tonight. We are done with this. We shall take a 3-minute break. You can stretch out your leg, get ready, get your papers ready to make your manifesto presentation. It's going to, every candidate will have 15 minutes each to make your manifesto presentation. So 3 minutes break, please. Thank you very much. Mercy. Hello, Mercy. Hello, Mercy.
Yes, sir.
Please, you can unmute everybody. Unmute everybody now. If they want to talk, they can talk.
Victor, you don't cut your hair.
Hello.
You don't cut your hair. I said we cannot cut this hair.
No, not cut Amu.
I
just press them down.
Because it's the webinar.
Hello, sorry, please. I'd like to pass information, please. Hello.
No, Chairman, don't worry. Chairman, don't worry. We'll do that.
Pardon?
We'll do that.
We do what now?
You can carry on, sir.
Okay, yeah. I want to believe that everybody is aware of the postponement of the elections till Sunday. It was later today, around in the afternoon, that we got message about elections, local government elections coming up in Delta State tomorrow. And then there was a release by the state government signed by the secretary of the government saying that there will be restrictions. The election will be over by 4 o'clock. So immediately we got the letter, the information. But I actually specifically said when they first told me, gave me the information, I sent for a letter to cover it to ensure there's something to show our people. So when we got the letter, I called my people. They all most of them have traveled. I'm the only one in Lagos now. Somebody, the person that will take care of Enugu was already there. I go for Abuja and those in Port Harcourt and Asaba. So we had to meet, and one was time, so it was late before we make our conclusion. We are dilly-dally. We thought that maybe we should postpone the one for Asaba alone until Sunday and then conduct the rest. But again, there are feelings that, look, if we do that, there might be some complaint that somebody was hiring higher and all. So eventually we decided to postpone it to Sunday. This is not anything. I want to assure you of our commitment to this election. We'll put something good on ground, and I say with all authority within me that whoever, I impose the wrath of God, whoever wants to rig the election in any way or want to undermine our effort, I impose the wrath of God on that person, whatever way that person will do. We have done our best, with all honesty, not the dignity.
We want to see your face.
So thank you.
Yeah,
I just want to pass my information.
Tunji.
Yeah.
This is Jeff.
Pardon?
This is Jeff, your old friend Tunji.
Oh, Jeff. I heard your name. I heard your name. Jeff, we'll talk later. I'll reach you later.
No wahala.
When the next I never asked you to go to Canada.
He wants to ask you a question.
Chairman, are you saying that
Hello?
Chairman?
Let me finish now.
Okay, sorry, Akombi. Go ahead.
Does this affect
Jeff is
Jesus Christ?
Jeff has the floor.
Does this affect when we have to turn in our votes?
Your vote?
Tomorrow.
Do you mean those of you in diaspora?
So do we delay it until Sunday between 12 and 2:30 p.m. instead of bringing it on Saturday?
So quite honestly, I don't think yours is like that because we have asked you to send your vote to our mail. So I mean, mail is evidential. Nobody can tamper with this evidential.
Okay,
we've asked you to turn it to our mail.
Good, so I'll send it in tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Jama, this thing is too close to your face.
His nose is too big.
I'm so tired. I would like to you guys. We'll be on this thing. Honestly, I'm not
Chairman, it is your nose we are seeing, Akombi, why are you laughing?
This is where you talk now.
I want to describe Chairman's nose.
No,
I'm not using the bag of rice for all of any of them. These are poor contestants.
Chairman knows it all.
And my friend Victor has not spoken to me. The last day he came for his screening.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I just want to understand Joko as a way of just showcasing. I just said to him, I prepared a Google form where just to get respondents, or it's not about the election, how people responded to the responses of all the president's questions, just to know who do they like. And he said I should go ahead. So I'm going to drop a link. Is that okay before I do that?
Yes, some of the things we have discussed earlier, because we know that's the area of your strength, as to go present us with the reaction of people. With the candidates, will you not mind that to be done? Hello?
I'm not too sure. Hello, are you there? Are you guys?
Yeah.
Am I being heard?
Yeah, being heard.
Yeah, I don't
To
know.
me, it's
exactly.
okay. To me, it's very okay.
It's okay.
It's okay by me.
It's okay for me. It's okay. If for instance, people are civil in their language and anything,
oh no, it's just a checkbox. It's just a checkbox, and you see the response.
No problem. No problem. I'm okay. I'm okay.
You know, Messi, this is one of the things that I know you will do well, but I need to get this thing. I mean, their own position about this. So it will be
people just take it. As people
so
just
Victor, what's your position on this?
Victor has gone to drink palm wine.
I support it 100%. I'm in support. I'm in total support.
Okay. Chidebe, how about Chidebe?
Chidebe just answered.
All right. Okay. So Kaide has answered.
Yes, I have.
Kaide, are you under the rock or on top of the rock?
Oh yeah, I'm learning.
I am in Lagos. I'm in Lagos now.
Are you in support of what's going to be done now?
I'm in 100% support.
Okay. What happened to Victor? Where's Victor? Where's Victor?
Victor has gone to drink palm wine.
Okay, I think we have 3 of you. So Messi, go ahead, Messi, go ahead.
It's live, so you will see the results live. As people are voting, you will see the responses live. That's what I'm showing you.
Okay.
Messi. Hello, Messi. Hello, Messi. Hello, Messi.
Yes, sir.
Set the stage for the manifesto presentation, please.
Okay, so the way the manifesto is, only the people speaking will be spotlighted so
only
that they get a fair chance. It's only one person that has voted so far. Are you ready now, sir? When do you need it?
Yeah, we're already the candidates are there. All of them. I can see you guys there.
So, sir, do you have a manifesto? Do you have copies of a manifesto? Do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
I want to send it.
No.
Online.
Just present your manifesto. That's the way you are talking now.
Okay.
You have 15 minutes to make your own. Every candidate has 15 minutes to make a manifesto presentation.
Mr. Don't you think the 15 minutes is too long?
No, it's not too long, sir. No, they must not use all the time. They must not use all the entire 15 minutes.
Times 4, that's 1 hour.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just asking. You have the floor. You are in control. You are the one in control.
Please go.
Mr. Victor, I'm sorry, you're just joining. So
yes,
what's
please.
on the screen is just people's reaction to the debate. So
yes.
Just taking a poll. So they asked all the participants, but you were not here.
Okay.
I hope you don't object to this.
No.
Victor, where did you go now?
No, you said 3 minutes. I had to go and just stretch my legs. I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry, please.
It's well.
Chairman.
Can you take me back to the beginning? Take me back to the beginning, please.
Please, can we go back to let's go back to listen to my first presentation, please.
So let me ask, somebody is asking question whether it's going to be pseudo vote. This vote is just comment of people, no, it's not the voting proper.
It's not a voting proper, it's just about the debate. This is purely
yes, so somebody was asking the question.
Please, can we move on, please?
All right.
Messi, remove the this from the screen. Thank you. Yika, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. My colleague Chidebe, are you there? My colleague Chidebe. My colleague Chidebe, are you there? My colleague Chidebe, are you there?
Put on for near that part.
How are you ready?
Put on for that, no. If you go to meet and then go to come.
Victor, how are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Kenneth Njoku, let me warn you. Kenneth Njoku, this is not UN Secretary General debate. Be very careful.
Sure, are you there? Sugar, are you there? Mr. Kinde Sugar, are you there?
I think it's dropped off again. Let me check if
I have not dropped. I am here.
Okay. How about my colleague?
Are you under the rock? Under rock?
I am not.
My colleague, are you there? My colleague, are you there? My colleague, Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, are you there? Okay. Mercy, please mute everybody, please.
I've muted everybody now.
Okay, we're going to go in this order. We're going to go in the reverse order now. Mr. Shuaga, you present first, followed by Victor Ohai, followed by Macaulay Chidebe, and then we'll round up with Ayika Kambi. Shuaga, are you ready? Yika Shuaga, are you ready? Yika Shuaga?
Hello.
Sorry, Kinde Shuaga, sorry, forgive me.
Yes,
Kinde,
yes.
Are you there? Okay, we're starting the manifesto presentation with you.
Excuse me.
We're starting the manifesto presentation with you.
Sorry, Mr. Moderator.
Yes, please.
Please, do you have copies of our manifestos?
No, we don't. I don't need it. I'm going to present it here.
It is important that you have it out, and I'll tell you why, sir. Why
Okay.
I think so. Because things may run across, there may be certain things that run across the manifestos, so that at least we know that each person has presented, each person has it on their manifestos. The copies.
Would you like it presented? Would you like it projected, sir?
Would you want it to be projected?
It may not be projected. What I'm saying is, for instance, people, when you are the third person to speak, and
yes,
what you have may coincide with what others have, but if we know that we have a copy, it goes a long way in restoring.
Unfortunately,
if I have a copy, I'm happy to project it so that it's there.
Yeah, we have soft copies.
Okay. We have soft copies.
Mr. Njoku can send it to me and I can project it on the screen.
Okay.
Mine is already on the side.
Okay, forward it on my WhatsApp. Forward it on my WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yes.
I have Mr. Njoku's number.
What's the WhatsApp number? I don't think I have it.
Give us the WhatsApp number.
Mr. Njoku, I can send you my email. Just send it to mercy@Learntor.ng and I'll
Please. Can you just give us the name number?
Okay, 081.
Okay, send it to me, everyone.
081.
Mercy.
Yeah. 363.
Make it easy.
Hold on.
Sorry, please. 081.
363.
No, sir, just make it easy. Instead of it going to a WhatsApp, forward it to my email, mercy@Learntor.ng.
You see? Can we see it on the wall?
Mercy, hold on. I understand what they're trying to say. The thing is, they want this program to have a copy of the business so that these things can be accessed later. So I understand what they're saying.
Exactly.
So you can forward your email. You can forward your email. It wouldn't matter, but we must have it.
Okay. What's the email address? Let's hear the email address. Shabi, you have sent your own. Kenny?
No, I think you forwarded to me.
Hello, Kenny.
Email address.
I'm saying let's have her email address.
I'll drop it in the chat, sir. I'll drop it now.
Please read it out. Me, I'm not
now. Just read it.
Mercy, MERCY @Learntor.ng. Learntor is LEARNTOR.ng.
I can't hear you. Somewhere. You said Mercy.
No,
Mercy.
Mercy, tap that thing now.
Mercy, okay.
Mercy, type it now and send it forward.
Mercy what?
I've dropped it in the chat. Mercy at Learntor.ng is in the chat.
Mercy at Flenture.
What Kenny is on the chat now.
Okay, let me see. Mercy. Can't find it.
Mercy is coming on and off. Please, can you send it again?
I've dropped it in the chat.
I can't find it.
Look at down your screen. Look at down your screen. You will see chat there. My own is there too. My email is there as well. Chinedu ISYP@gmail.com.
Mercy at Learntor.com.
Yeah.
.ng.
Have you seen it?
Okay.
.ng, .com.
There are
okay,
two.
There
are two of them are there now. Two of them are there. Mercy and my own.
Mercy.
Mr. Macaulay.
I got it. Victor, you can.
Okay, we can do that. We can do this later. Let's go ahead with the presentation, please. Time is not on our side. Let's go ahead with the presentation.
It's very difficult. I'm coming now.
There are two emails there. Are you seeing the two of them?
I've sent it to your mail, sir. To your mail and to your.
Is it my mail or my WhatsApp? Where did you send it?
It's already on your WhatsApp already.
If it's on your WhatsApp, send it to me on WhatsApp so I can share.
Okay, sorry.
Mine, I'm sending mine to the email.
It's okay.
Anyone that comes in, I will open it. My email is open. Mr. Shuaga, sir, have you sent yours, sir?
I'm trying to send mine. I don't have your number. I don't have your WhatsApp number. Can you call it for me briefly?
Forward it to the Mr. Njoku. He will send it to me.
Yeah, I've sent it to him earlier before the program. It's already Mr. Njoku.
Mercy, I'll forward it to you now, Mercy.
Okay, sir. Perfect. Mr. Njoku, so is it okay to make a projection of their manifesto, right?
Yeah, why not?
Very important. Very, very important. Such that have you seen it? Michael.
It's 20 hours.
Mercy, your own failed, though. Hello?
Is Mercy at Learntor.ng?
Okay, the R. I forgot to put the R. My bad.
Okay, sir. Mr. Shuaga, now I have yours, so I'm going to project it shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Njoku, it's
Yes,
Mr. Shuaga that is going first, right?
Yes, Mr. Shuaga is going first, yes.
Okay.
Hello, Mercy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have sent mine to you.
Let me check now. Okay, I've received Mr. Kombizo now.
Oh, so I've sent the variety so that you can pick the one that will better project.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Kaide, are you ready now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll take off in the next 10 seconds.
It's 11:01. My name is Shuaga. I am vying for the post of the president of the Directors Guild of Nigeria. The honorable my name implies that I am a honorable award. I think I have a unique name there. My manifesto's goals are thus. But I like to say my mission statements. My mission is to make DGN the flagship of Hollywood. I want to position DGN as a foremost guild in Nigeria and the whole entertainment sector. And my vision is primarily to brand, to the package, while I endeavor to harness the experience and values of the guild elders for obvious benefit to all. There are lots of benefits derived from DGN, both from the elders and from the young ones. Just good, actually. Those are my DGN. Now, talking about myself, Kehinde Shuaga, a lot of people don't know me, but they need to introduce my little profile. I'm an entertainer. I am an established producer, a filmmaker, a media personality, and also a farmer. I must mention that. I'm also a farmer. I'm a member of DGN, undoubtedly. That's why I'm buying to be the president of DGN. And I'm also a member of ARM at the inception when it was created in those days with Joe Dudu. I'm also a producer of the very first comedy home video that is so popular that got the world acclaimed award. And I have the comedy is called Lagos Nawa. Lagos Nawa is a household name. That is a movie that cuts across Nigeria. It's a truly Nigerian movie because we have characters all over the nation. And that film was produced and directed by me way back in 1992. And 1994, I was part of the NTA, and I left in 1994 to become an independent producer. And I've been independent from then up to now. And while I was in NTA, before I left NTA, I was producing Igbo movies. In fact, I produced the first home video. We call it home video because then what was available ability set, and I will now turn into home video. That's why we came about what name home video. And far back as 1990, I shot Nwekwesu, meaning the child of devil. And Nwekwesu and Lagos Nawa gave me so many awards. 1995 and 1996. I was on as National Theatre there, and that was the only awards. And the recognition I got from Lagos Nawa is from the BBC African Service, where they asked me what is home video. I will tell them home video Nigeria means thing that comes from TV or from the reference from the camera to your home, right? To the marketer. So I am trained. I've been trained as the broadcast B2C, then Lagos, way back, and I trained in NTA television, NTPC, and NTA TV College course between 1985 and 1991. Kehinde Shuaga, I have gone through the ropes in television production. I've gone into general broadcasting practice. I've worked with NTA. I've worked with United Television, NTA, Victoria Island, and eventually I became a producer in those days way back, which gives me Youth Scene, which is the only program of youths in those days in NTA. And by that time, NTA was the only station that was available. There was no AIT or NTA or any other private TV station then. Let me quickly go to the fact that I do drama series and magazine program, which I direct, which are my programs from way back. Among them is A3 Children's Show, which was the best program on TV for 2 years running. I had a Morgan Family Show, all sponsored and branded. with the names. A3 was for the cosmetic marketing and producing my programs way back 90. And I also do an adventure series called the Strange But True. And Strange But True is pidgin language, and as the name implies, it's all the strange things in the world. And I also do Yoruba and video, Yoruba, TV series and the rest of them. So basically, I'm a little bit technically competent and versatile. I'm a producer and I've worked on several international projects. Among them are musical videos that I've shot both in South Africa, in Ghana, and the prominent among them is the one that we shot. I would say we are going to get award. I will get the award. That was Shine Your Eye, which won several awards in Ghana. Music Awards in 2005, producer nationally. Keshoga, as I am a producer, directed and marketed only 14 films that I can say that my own from my stable. My stable is called Top Way Productions in Lagos, and I have only directed one, or I directed one with Charles Inoje, which is called Police Recruits in Enugu then. And that is why I told them that there's a standard for production. Producers should not learn. I mean, a director that interprets the story and brings out the artist should not earn less than an average actor. And that has been my principle. That is why I've not directed for any producer or marketer, except OJ Productions. Because OJ was respected the director and knows the value of an average director. Television is a branch of Ahara label. Ahara is a cable TV station that was Ghana. It's an offspring of DSTV then in Accra, Ghana, way back. I'm a media content supplier. I supply content because I'm a producer of content supplier to African Magic way back from 2002. All the TV stations in Ghana are my clients: Metro TV, TV3, TV3 and multi-TV channels. We have Metro TV and multi-TV channels. They are all I've worked with as consultant from Nigeria. I've carried out numerous projects with Ghana frontline media practitioners. Kofi Bokno is the late director of television of Ghana. Those are of NTA here. I've worked severally with him. That's GBC, and there's Dan Kaman too, who is late now, that has one. He works with collaborations together. In fact, we both manage Street Vision, the Ahara cable TV station in Ghana. Just the two of us. We're just 6 managing the TV stations there with the guard. Making the 7 of us working. He's the president of Ghana Music Society, president, and Ricky Anoche. They have all worked with me in Capital TV. So basically, Ken Ishoga is quite experienced and worked all over, both in Nigeria, Ghana, in South Africa, Gambia, and I have boys, people that are big boys now. There are boys that work from countries all over Africa, including Gambia. Now, I still consult for TV stations, both in everywhere, like I said, and I've lectured in some major institutions like Hallmark in Ghana, and even an institution that belongs to one of us in Ghana, Creative Land School, where I've partly lectured there, owned by Chutros Akatuba. I coordinate and the rebranding and production of stations, which I work with my brother to do the rebranding. I created the logos, the look and feel, and so kind of guys experience in TV and media production, and that will go a long way in helping us in DGN, because DGN will need a new brand, DGN will need a new face, DGN will need a new commitment, and I'm sure I'm ready to put. I have a company called K Multimedia Incorporated. I'm a studio owner. It's an outfit that have studios. We organize training for TV stations and master classes for other various organizations and TV productions. And in areas like script writing, presentation, broadcast control, operations, graphics, and etc. which I have office and studios in Lagos and Abeokuta, and we just have one that is being opened now in Abuja called Talkway Studios Abuja in Area 6 Garfi Abuja. Basically, in presenting myself, I've been to school. I've got to primary, secondary school, I've got to institutions. Among them, Sebalo College in Laro, Local Training Center, like I said earlier. I went to business training school in England, which I studied business English. I have gone to NTPC, Lagos University of Lagos, and also TV College, Jos. I've gone several awards and international awards. I've gone so many. I've gone so many awards myself. Now, Kennedy Swaga, my profile, my commitment to DGN is so basic because DGN lacks strength in the zones. I will strengthen all the zones in Nigeria because it's like strengthening the local government structure in Nigeria. The government will get to the grassroots and everybody will have the benefit of good government. So I will strengthen the zones in DGN as president. This is one of my key manifestos. And I also ensure that no director will be idle in my tenure as DGN president. Because directors are not enough. Wallahi, they are not enough. But the job pressures at Nigeria and outside Nigeria is so huge, so much. We have not really gone local production, as in local production. If India can present Indian films as their movies, if China can present Chinese film in their language, if Mexico can watch Mexican soap, we need to do a Nigerian soap, a Nigerian movie, Nigerian film that will sell outside Nigeria. That's what will be truly Nigerian. And I will make sure that I will encourage that to ensure regular progress meetings because there's hardly, I've not attended any meeting just past 4 years. So meeting is very, very key. So we have to benefit from our individual capacities. When we meet, we will talk and judge and work. Talk for the interest of the guild, which is the interest of all the members. I would immediately become president. I will go into MOUs that will not cost us nothing as a corporate organization. I will go to MOUs with corporate national and multinational outfits for projects that are beneficial to all members looking for directors. They're looking for people that use their short things. So these directors will be very much engaged in all this. My president organized a hall of fame for all our heroes. We have so many of them there, past and present. We have key outstanding members and projects. Every month, they will be done with world-class bench standard. That what I plan to do, which is the DGN Hall of Fame for late members and present members, will be done annually. Now, as a DGN, I want to pick my order. 3 major committees: welfare and cooperative funding. In most organizations we have in Nigeria, in OGTV, in most organizations in companies that they earn good money and good salary and emolument.
Mr. Schwartz, you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute left.
You said 10 minutes. You said
I said 15
4
minutes. I said 15 minutes.
Yes, I've only done 4 minutes. I've only done 4 minutes. I started at the level 1. I started at the level 11. It's level 15 now.
No, not 11. You have
I tell myself now.
You said at 11:01. It is now 15 minutes past. It remains one more minute for you. Just 1 more minute.
1 minute. Yes, okay. Okay. I will ensure that DGN have its headquarters and all the zones will have mobile vehicles to enhance our capacities. Same as before I leave 1 year in the office, I'll make sure that we have brand. We have a brand. Anywhere it is a DGN landing, there must be DGN present. That DGN presence I want to ensure that we have. Our capacity building and training and trips is very, very key to my government. Constitutional committee will have a mandate to deliver the people's constitution.
Thank you very much.
That will have the people's interest at heart, all national and international events.
Thank you, Kaide.
But I don't think I've used 15 minutes, sir. I don't think I've done.
You've done, sir. You've done 15 minutes, sir. I've nothing to gain. If I have nothing to gain to cut short your presentation, I get nothing from doing so. So please, right, Mr. Victor Ohai. Victor Ohai, are you there? Mr. Victor Ohai. Mr. Victor Ohai.
Is it Mr. Victor Ohai going next, sir?
Yes, unmute him, please.
Mr. It's Victor okay.
Himself.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. McCollins is not back. Oh.
Well,
he's probably preparing, so it's okay.
Probably it's preparing.
So let me get Mr. Ohai's presentation.
Okay.
You don't need to come back to me. We just stay on the presentation. Okay. So let's go to the first page.
You have 15 minutes, please.
Yes. From what time? Let me tell myself.
Yeah, from 11:18.
Come again? 11:15?
11:18.
18. Okay. So let's look. I'll just go to my mission statement straight away, which is the next page, please. Okay. My mission statement is to provide innovative leadership and opportunities that will empower members of DGN to excel profitably in their craft locally and globally. And my vision statement is to build a sustainable guild where every member can accomplish their dreams. Then we just go straight a little into my background. Quickly, please. Quickly.
Merci.
Hello.
Merci.
Please. So, who is Victor Ohai? Victor is a producer, scriptwriter, cinematographer, director, and film consultant. One of the founders of the Directors Guild of Nigeria. I was a scriptwriter of The New Village Headmaster, The New Masquerade, and Second Chance, all on NTA's network service. I was also an assistant director and star producer for Zenan, a 16mm feature for a UNESCO Nigerian Film Corporation joint film, and assistant director for Mnet's very first original production here in Nigeria, Doctor's Quarters. It was a medical series on Mnet. I produced and directed several home movies and television series, including The Lineup, My Dream, Giant Hustle, Dream Again, Konkoroma, and Chill Pill. And my short documentary, Waiting for Hasana, has been screened at Sundance Film Festival, Sheffield Doc, and so on. And it also won at an Oscar qualifying festival, that is River Run Film Festival, and had a special jury mention at the Seattle Film Festival. I've also worked on Half of a Yellow Sun and Joy, another film that qualified for the Oscars in 2019. I've been filming features for the BBC World Service News and Series, and the series Africa Dreams, Africa on the Move, and Echo, those are for the BBC, and then, no, Africa Dreams for BBC, and the Africa on the Move and Echo at Africa for Deutsche Welle Television. And I've shot and line produced for most of the major global television networks, including Al Jazeera and CNN. I hold a bachelor's in mass communication and an MSc in public relations from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, a professional certificate in film and television production from the University of California, Los Angeles, and I've attended NAFTA Ghana, CFAP, France, Deutsche Welle Academy, amongst others. I'm rounding up a doctorate in business administration right now at the University of Nigeria.
Stop.
Yes, please. Yeah. Hello?
Are you hear me? Stop. Okay. Mercy.
You tell the person, sir.
Please mute others people, please. Thank you. Please continue, please. Sorry for that.
I hope that will be taken into consideration. Okay. I'm currently a director of International Film and Broadcast Academy, Lagos, Nigeria's first private film school. I was formerly director of studies at the 8-Pan Training School, Lagos, And I've been external lecturer at the National Film Institute just for well over a decade. And I was also a consultant for the formation of the PEFT Film Institute in Lagos and in the design of its curriculum. I've sat on the jury of several film contests and festivals, including the first Nigerian International Students Film Festival organized by the National Film Institute held in Jos, and so on and so forth, TAVA, African Movie Academy Awards, AMA. I was chairman jury, Go Festival, Schnitz, an international short film festival. And I was also president of the digital jury of the 33rd edition of the Cairo International Film Festival. And I was invited back to chair a symposium on the future of African cinema at the same festival in 2010. I was also a member of features jury of the Pan-African Film Festival, FESPACO, that's Africa's biggest. Hello. Okay, and then, sorry. And, okay, and so on and so forth. There's so many quite there. And then I also happen to be the founder and director of the Short Film Festival, the biggest short film festival in sub-Saharan Africa. I'm a member of the Nigerian Oscar Selection Committee. And I'm also a member of the panel of assessors for the Nigerian Media Merit Awards Committee. I'm also a recipient of the prestigious International Visitors Program Fellowship of the German Foreign Ministry. I'm a director of the Musical Corporate Society of Nigeria and president of the Lagos German Alumni Association, board member Nollywood Business Forum. And in 2013, I was nominated as Africa's most foremost film promoter by Tanzanian-based African from the African Film Consortium, AFC, and Mokolo, an African film database supported by the German Foreign Ministry. I'm in great demand as a teacher and resource person on film, locally and internationally. And I'm also a member of the National Advisory Committee on Film Development in Nigeria to the Nigerian Film Corporation. I speak quite a lot of languages, the major Nigerian languages and some foreign languages. I'm widely traveled. And I was also a presidential candidate in the last general elections. Now, why do I want to be DGN's president? I would like to start with a very short story. In the animal kingdom, there was a pandemic. Animals were dying. The elders decided they should consult the gods for a solution. Please, I'd like to know when I have 5 minutes left. For a solution. And on the agreed date, all the animals were going to the forest of the gods. They saw the goat lying in front of his house, lazing in the sun and chewing corn. Where are you going to, they asked? To the forest of the gods to inquire about the solution to the pandemic. Aren't you coming along? Grunted the pig. Nope. Let me know whatever the gods say, quipped the goat. The animals left. On arriving at the forest of the gods, the animals consulted the oracles of the gods and were told that they had to sacrifice an animal. Any animal, and the pandemic will come to an end. When someone suggested to sacrifice a pig, no way, protested the pig. What about the chicken? I mean, all the animals they suggested said no, and then someone suggested the goat. And then on their way back, they met the goat lying in front of his house. How did it go? Very well, said the chicken. So what's the solution? He said, one of us will have to be sacrificed for the pandemic to end. Fantastic, exclaimed the goat. So, I would like this here on the screen, please. It's very important to me. Please. Please. So who is going to be sacrificed? You, the elephant replied. Me? No way, protested the goat. Too late, countered the lion. You should have been there to speak for yourself. And that was how the goat was sacrificed for the pandemic in the animal kingdom to end. The moral is simple. I'm on page 4, please. The moral is that if you refuse to get involved in your guild affairs or politics, whatever comes your way, you cannot complain. I have refused to sit on the fence. I feel a compelling need to run for office and make my contributions towards building the guild of my dreams instead of complaining. Secondly, I'm inspired by the English breakfast of eggs and bacon. Say what? That eloquently illustrates the difference between involvement and commitment for the breakfast to be possible. For the breakfast to be possible, the pig is slaughtered, but the chicken just lays an egg and walks away. The chicken is only involved, but the pig is committed. As one of the founders of the guild and pioneer national secretary, I feel a lifetime commitment to making sure that DGN not only grows, but matures and excels beyond our shores. And restores the dignity of filmmakers in Nigeria and guarantee a prosperous today and a secure tomorrow for its members. Now, I witnessed There's noise in the background, please. I witnessed the live birth of a baby in a hospital. The baby was too big and required that the doctor had to cut the mother for easy passage. He asked one of the midwives if she knew why he cut at a certain point and not another. She replied no, and he told her that a cut above or below that point would have cut a vital artery and would have had the mother bleed to death. Wow. That day I learned that now so I see my Ogadi Dwam is not enough. A young graduate doctor has a deep understanding of human anatomy that a nurse of 30 years experience may not have by virtue of his training. Talent is not always enough. Capacity building is something we cannot compromise if our craft must have a competitive edge and earn the respect of the global community. I've been in the business of capacity building for film and television since '96, when I set up Nigeria's first private film school that has partnered with foreign institutions like Deutsche Welle Academy in Berlin to train hundreds of young filmmakers in Nigeria and from other African countries who have attended these courses. Mandatory professional continuing education and capacity building will be at the heart of our administration. We shall partner with agencies like Ford Foundation, UNICEF, UNESCO, Goethe Institute, the British Council, French Embassy, etc., to build capacity for our members. I would like to know when I have 5 minutes left, please. Like the story of Mongo
We
Park.
have 5 minutes now, sir.
I have 5 minutes.
No, you have 6 minutes. You have 6 minutes.
Yes, because there was an interruption.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like the story of Mongo Park discovering River Niger, many Oyibo funny studio Nollywood intellectuals are telling the story of Nollywood in the lifetime of pioneers and obtaining doctoral and professorial titles with half-truths. We shall be organizing an annual DGN lecture series for academics and practitioners members, to tell the authentic Nollywood story and encourage research into the art and craft of Nollywood filmmaking. This will be published in what will eventually become a respected academic journal on motion picture on the continent. Editors would be respected academics, and hopefully it will help advance the career of our academic members. The synergy between town and gang will be greatly encouraged, and this will hopefully bring benefits to our members and the industry in general.
You have 5 minutes left.
Say what?
You have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So there's another story here I would like to tell about, just leave it, but basically what the story is talking about there is inclusiveness, which I talked about much earlier, where a situation, let me just get straight to where that point is. Go to the next page, please. Are we there? Okay. So the story I was going to talk about there left a lingering impression on me since I was a child. Teamwork and inclusiveness help any organization to grow. The chapters of the Guild help sustain the national body, both structurally and financially. My administration will carry all members and chapters along in all these programs and activities. They will also, unlike the present arrangement, be allowed to keep a percentage of their dues for running the guilds at the local level. There's a need for all members, irrespective of who or where they are, to be carried along in all activities of the Guild. We shall move programs and activities around the country to benefit members. We also plan to open new chapters across the country and in the diaspora, especially in Europe and America. And for your information, although I have not become president yet, but I have opened the diaspora chapter, which we shall launch as soon, very soon after inauguration. That chapter is already on. If whoever becomes president takes over that chapter. During the course of my study in digital marketing, I was privileged to have an understanding of how social media works. And I found out, I'm just caught that we can make quite a lot of money, not only through the traditional means of filmmaking, but also from non-traditional means like online media and the rest of them. I will bring in my experience, to bear in that. And how many minutes do I have left? I'll just jump to the last page. I pledge to do everything I can to ensure that every member of DGN is better off at the end of my tenure than when I came into office. 1, by creating local and global networking opportunities for members to be able to work and earn in foreign exchange. Partnering with digital platforms to create job and residual income opportunities for members. Sourcing for funding and grant opportunities locally and internationally for production by members. Negotiating better deals and contracts for DGN members to guarantee royalties and more favorable conditions of service from producers and production companies. Negotiating a comprehensive and working health insurance package for members. I might come to that if I have time. Establishing a DGN cooperative society for the benefit of members, and possibly the acquisition of land for a DGN estate. If we can do that in every state where we are, that would be wonderful. Then building and or acquiring a permanent structure for a DGN secretariat, protecting the art and craft of directing in Nigeria, and restoring the dignity of Nigerian directors, which is, and then inviting our brightest and best directors from all over the world to become members of the Guild, and encouraging more female filmmakers to take up directing as a craft in the industry and inviting them to join DGN. Incorporating all chapter presidents and secretaries as part of an enlarged executive council for decision-making, that's inclusiveness. Creating a student membership category for trainee directors in film schools and colleges and university faculties. Collaborating with other guilds, associations, and stakeholders, including government, non-governmental organizations, locally and international, and other film organizations from other countries to advance the art, craft, and practice of motion picture business. Partnering with government and the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation to compel public and private broadcast stations to dedicate a percentage of their budget to commission local drama programs. That's to create more jobs for our people. And then ratifying the draft amended constitution within the first 100 days. How many minutes more do I have? Hello?
You have
Hello?
1 minute left.
Okay. So, okay, I'll just take it there. So I covet your support in this quest and mission. It's not something I can do alone. We have huge capacity in DGN, and I intend to take full advantage of it so that together we can build the guild that we can all be proud of. My name is Victor Okai of the Directors Guild of Nigeria, and I'm running for the office of President of the Guild. Please vote for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Macaulay Chidebe, are you there? Mr. Macaulay Chidebe?
He has not been back to the break.
Yeah, he gave me a call just now to say that he go back to his house or something, and he tried to reconnect. So, is he reconnecting? Is he reconnecting?
I can't.
Okay, fine. If he's not available, let's go to Yika. Yika, are you there?
And I don't have his content in case he's come back.
Okay, you don't have his content.
I do not have his.
Okay, probably that's what he went to get. Okay, let's go to Yika then. Yika, are you there? Yika Akombi, are you there? Uh-oh. Yika Akombi.
He's muted, sir.
Okay, unmute him.
He can unmute himself. He's a panelist.
I have. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please. Okay, Mr. Macaulay Chidebe is not around, so we are coming to you now.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, Messi, can you put up the projection on Mr. Yika Akombi, please?
Just give me a moment, sir. My system is kind of like dragging. I have too many things up and down.
Okay, it's all right. Yika, please, a little patience with us, please. I beg you.
No problem. No problem.
Messi, let me know when you're done. So can set up his own.
I'm trying to. My system is kind of acting slow.
Okay.
It's loading.
Okay.
My apologies, Mr. Akombi. Give me a sec, please. Oh,
Hello?
Yes, she's working on it, please.
Yeah, no problem. Can you?
Oh,
Merci, take it easy.
it's okay.
Take your time.
We're almost there. I'll just log into another computer. I'm logging in now, so I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. It's open.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Projecting now.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I have to share the other computer, so I'm logged into the other computer. 1 second, sir.
We shall wait.
Yeah. My apologies.
No problem.
My computer is on overwork. I opened it down earlier. I had to stop that. Might as well just do this. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Not open yet. So,
Yeah.
it's a screen share. Okay.
I can see myself now. I can see.
You have projected you can now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Yuka.
Yes.
You start off in the next 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening once again. My name is Inka Kombi. I'm a movie director, a writer. I specialized in playwriting, taught by the late Professor Larotimi, and I also had the opportunity to do some playwriting training with Professor Wale Soyinka. I have my BA in dramatic arts, MA in theater arts, and currently I'm still working on my PhD at the University of Lagos. Well, let me just quickly go into my manifesto. If at the end of the day I have enough time, I'll now tell you all the stories that I have about myself. I am going into this with one purpose, and that is for service. I believe that having worked here even though it may not have been rosy, but having worked here for more than 2 decades, there must be some experience that I have to pass on to my people. And if at any time I think it is time for me to give back to the society that has nurtured me, my manifesto is based on my experience in DGN. And one thing that is uppermost in my mind right now is the unity among members. The first thing I want to achieve when I get into office is to make sure that I create a ladder, I create a form of unity between the central and the constituent unit of DGN. I want to make sure that I call the different zonal heads together who will come with the grievances that the zones have, and then we'll all sit down at a round table and make sure that we fashion a way out so that we will be talking, we'll be solving the same problem, and not that I'm solving a problem that I don't know anything about. So I want to make sure that I sit down with people and we come up with a way to forge ahead by being one united body. Another thing that is very, very uppermost in my mind is building a befitting national secretariat. This national secretariat will be equipped with the following. 1, there will be 2 cinema halls. There will be office space for rent to members at subsidized rates. There will be a research center. And what is this research center going to do? The research center will be for directors and other filmmakers who want to work on a particular project. And they need to make research about the cultures, the Nigerian cultures, African cultures, and then other cultures that we may document in that research center. That research center will also be a kind of library for members. All your works, you are entitled to donate a copy to the library so that you are being documented. One of the things that I found out is that even if I have to do anything about myself today, some of the work that I've done in the past, I can't find them anymore. And if I have to write anything about myself, I still have to go ahead and do research. So while you are working, you are indirectly documenting yourself by making sure you drop a copy of every job that you have done, you drop it in the research center. The research center is also going to have a clubhouse. And when I say a clubhouse, I'm saying this with a clause. That clubhouse is a place for members to meet. When people come to Nigeria, they don't know where Nollywood is. I want to create a situation where the clubhouse is a place for members to meet with other people who are coming in from outside this country. And another thing that makes the clubhouse important for me is the idea of collaboration. Because we all meet at different places. By the time we all have a place that we all go to, definitely we will talk about projects. And when we talk about projects, we talk about how to get them done, and then indirectly we'll start to collaborate. And I also encourage other zones to have areas that they can also meet, so that that will form a unit of what the central secretariat is. That secretariat too is also going to have rooms for members who may be coming from outstations. Now, you may think that this is too big a thing to achieve. I don't have to be the one to finish it, but I want to lay the foundation. And if it is possible, we go around and raise the money to get it done. And by the time we start that, somebody else or other executives can finish it. I believe that what we need to dominate the environment is regular training and retraining for members across the region. When I go around, when I went around the region, or I mean the zones, one of the complaints that I have is that things just happen at the center and they don't get to know about it. I want to make sure that operating on the federal style of governance, I want to make sure that whatever, if we only have 10 slots or 50 slots for training at a particular point, I want to make sure that those ones trickle down to all the zones. If we have only one member from every zone, I want to make sure that it goes round. Now, this training and retraining, I'm not talking about international training alone. I'm talking of the local training. And for every new member of DGN, you are affiliated with a particular production house. For instance, my own studios, NBC, Radio Nigeria, they send in their interns to me. And sometimes I receive some with coppers too. But I want to also make sure that we do this for DGN members so that after induction, prior to induction, you are made to go and learn with a particular production house, whatever your interest is. And then at the end of the day, you guys will have a production and you see, if you learn filmmaking for 20 years and you do not have the opportunity to come up with your production, the day you go on set, it will intimidate you. But if while training, at the end of the year, you come up with your production and you take credit for directing a job, you're already a filmmaker. So I want to make sure that I do that. I also want to push for recognition for veterans towards becoming associate professors in every other client. When you work for about 15, 20 years in an industry, people expect you to have gathered enough experience so that people can come and learn from you. It is not the same in Nigeria. I want to make sure that I try to break that gap. I want to bridge that gap between the professionals who are actually involved in doing this thing and the academic environment where people learn, so that the town and gown can come together. And if we do that, it won't be that difficult for us to understand one another. Because sometimes what I hear is some professors, some academics saying, I don't watch Nollywood, Nollywood is rubbish. And I ask, if you say Nollywood is rubbish, can you tell me what exactly you have seen about Nollywood that is rubbish? And what some of them tell me is, I don't watch Nollywood films. Then if you don't watch Nollywood films, what gives you the audacity to talk about Nollywood films, something that you don't watch? So I want to make sure that I create an enabling environment for all of us, both the academics and those of us who are practicing, to come together, to understand. Because in other climes, people study what professionals do. Not that we are the ones who have to study what the academics do. People should study what we do and document it. Outsiders are documenting Nollywood, and they have been documenting Nollywood for the past 20 years. The books are there, but here, I think we are not being documented well enough. So if we both rub minds, we will understand one another and make it a better place for us. Also, I talked about foreign training for members. I want the only way that we can rub minds with the outsiders is when we speak the global filmic language, when we understand the rubrics of the game, if we have regular trainings. And there's also a little bit of politics to this thing. If you actually want to be recognized by the global by the global stage, they want to know that they have some form of influence on you. And when I say influence, maybe you have gone to training with them and they have enough confidence in you. But I want to make sure that I encourage telling the African stories. Encourage. A lot of things are happening in the zones. A lot are happening that we don't get to know about at the center. If we rub minds and we open up all these areas, we will get to know that things are happening there, and we'll encourage them to bring them up. We need to tell the Nigerian story. We need to tell the African story. We are not doing enough of that. the moment we are more inward turning, I want to make sure that I create that environment, and in all the training that I want to organize, I want to make sure that I encourage people to tell their stories. The stories, things that we see every day, but maybe due to sensory of attentive fatigue, we don't even notice them. We have a lot of stories. If you walk from one pole in Nigeria to the other pole, you have heard and you have seen enough stories. So I want to encourage Nigerians to tell the African story. Now, I also have in mind a comprehensive welfare package. But I am not doing my own welfare package without taking cognizance of the fact that, look, we are creative minds. We are creative minds. If I'm not going to say somebody is going to build a house for you, I just want to create an enabling environment for you to be able to earn your living, for you to be able to work. Yes.
You can have 1 minute left.
I have 1 minute left. For you to be able to work, when you are able to work as a director, because even if I am the president of DGN, I'm not going to direct your work because you are the one who is going to tell your story. So I want you to be able to earn your living. By the time you are well trained, by the time you have enough areas to practice, by the time you come together and you can collaborate within yourself, I tell you, the sky will be the limit. So, like I was trying to say, let me see if I can. My name is Inka. I believe that the world, Nollywood is actually out there. We just don't understand how big it is, and that is why we are not negotiating our ways with government. If we know how big we are, my brother, the brown envelopes is not what we are going to be looking for. We are going to negotiate, sit down with them and negotiate with government. And if we contribute well enough to the economy of Nigeria, we will be recognized. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Ika. Thank you very much, Ika. Yes, thank you very much. Well done. Is my colleague with us now? Mercy? Mercy?
Hello, sir.
Is Mr. McConnell with us now?
He's not been back since the break.
Well, let me try to reach him. If he's not able to continue, then we'll call it a day.
The video is on YouTube. I've dropped the link so you can take a look at it just to review for yourself. The link is in the chat. Thank you very much for the honor of serving. Hello, sir. Is Mr. McCollins coming in? I see some hands raised. I might as well allow them to speak. Mr. Lancelot, Mr. Not so sure. You're muted, Mr. Abel. You're muted. You're allowed to speak.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I speak? Yeah. I want to.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Messi. Hello, Messi. Hello, Messi.
Ah.
Okay. Please mute everybody, please.
Okay.
Mute everybody for now. For now.
Okay.
All right. Other candidates, I won't be able to continue with Macaulay Chidebe. He ran home to pick something. I said he's not able to make it back because obviously because of the curfew that is in position in the Delta State. There's a local government election there tomorrow, so the curfew has been imposed this evening. So he'll be able to make it back to join us for further segment of this program. So on behalf of DGNEC, I want to thank all of you, Mr. Yika Kombi, Peter Ohai, Kaide Shuaga. I want to thank the three of you. I've already thanked my colleagues today on phone. I want to thank the three of you. I want to say that we're very proud of you. We're very, very proud of you. You have performed tremendously well. In fact, you have set a precedence in DGN. I don't think any election without this kind of program, I'm sure it will be seen as haven't met the standard. You have set a pace, and to see how big you have made this in, even when there was COVID-19, you still made out their time, made out their resources, and all that, and got up to this point. It started very slowly, but it's got a momentum, and it's very high. You can see the tension in the air and the excitement in the air is palpable. And so I want to thank you for making it to this program this evening. Wish you luck on behalf of DGNEC. Wish you luck. Let me announce once again that the election tomorrow has been postponed to Sunday. Please forgive us. It's due to an unforeseen circumstance. We didn't know that the government of Delta State will come out with that kind of memo this evening. This evening. So we thank you. All campaigns stop by midnight tomorrow. All campaigning will stop by midnight tomorrow. So you still have tomorrow to talk to your supporters and all that. Please watch the platform for more updates. For everybody, watch the platform for more updates. DGNEC may go into a meeting this night to come out with the program for the election on Sunday. So thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, I think you can then unmute everybody in case they have questions to ask.
Mr. Inka is on the series. Mr. Lancelot, you're now on mute.
Okay, Mr. Yika,
and also,
let's
and I also have a question. I have a question to raise. I have a question for the chairman.
That's okay. Yika, please. Let's take Yika first.
Okay. I just want to ask if it is not possible for him to still join us where he is. He can join us. For all of us are joining. I'm joining from my home. Can't join?
No, he said he has tried from where he is and it's not possible. So
okay, fine. Okay. I want the links.
But I've asked him to post his manifesto on the DGN WhatsApp tomorrow.
But can we have the links again? The links for the
for the election?
No, the links for this presentation.
Okay, I'll drop it again.
So she's going to do that. Messi will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, yes, can you do Sugar, please?
There are two questions. Well, thank God the event is scheduled till Sunday, so I have time to go and bury my mother tomorrow. I was thinking of going for the show must go. That's how we are trained.
Sorry about
to go
that.
For the I want to go for the election that I leave by 12:01. So I thank God for the postponement as well. It has served me too. Okay. Having said that, the question I wanted to raise is the issue of the people that are going unopposed. It's like the problem where we have is that unopposed, that they are automatically winners in the post. So I think DGNEC should clarify.
Hold on, Yika. Are you asking a question or are you explaining? If you ask a question, let us answer.
I'm asking a question. I'm asking for explanation as to what unopposed, what in an election, because so many of the candidates are unopposed. Apart from the
it's okay. Let's answer the question.
So actually everybody should know this, because not all the members have a particular percentage of votes, even though they are unopposed.
Let DGNEC talk.
Please. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry.
Yes. All unopposed candidates do have a certain percentage they must make to be able to stand elected. So people are going to either vote for them or vote against them. That's what it is. Because if a candidate is not popular, then he cannot stand in that position. That's what it is. Thank you.
Big boy.
Yes, I think last slot. I think last slot is up. Last slot, please.
Yeah.
Last slot. Last slot.
First, Dr. Kenneth Njoku.
Last slot, please.
Yes, I'm on. Dr.
Okay,
Kenneth
okay.
Njoku, in appreciating you for a very good job tonight. I may also fail to warn you that our presidential candidate, they are not vying for UN Secretary General job. Next time, be warned.
I like the joke.
Be warned.
We have to send this.
They are not vying for Secretary General of the United Nations.
So that's why DGN. That's why DGN is the first game.
That is on the lighter note. I want to really salute all the men tonight. I'm like you said, at the time we didn't know whether anybody was going to contest. And suddenly the momentum just picked up. I'm excited as one of the founders of DGN that 22 years after we can feel this kind of vibes. I want to pay glowing tribute to the organizers of tonight's event and salute all the candidates. Well done, guys, and we appreciate you. May the best man win. The best man was obvious tonight. We thank you all and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, last lot. We get excited when we hear from elders of DGN like you. Thank you for following up to this moment. I want to thank you and your family for being there. Yes, I think that's Abel. Abel. Yes, Abel. Please.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Abel John. I want to say concerning the election on Sunday, you know, Sunday is for church and all that. And most people, based on that, now most people are already giving excuses of being in church at that same 10 o'clock. I want to ask if you've considered the timing or if it could be moved till after service. Okay,
thank you for the question. All right, DGN is going. We are taking this into consideration. We're going to meetings after. That's you see the kind of headache you give us. We're going to remain awake after now. We're going to do an emergency meeting, and we're going to come out with a program for Sunday. Let me assure you.
Well done, guys. Well done, guys.
Let me assure you that all this will be put into consideration. All we want is this. You see, when we see some of the things people write on the internet platform, we just laugh because DGNEC is made up of simple people, very simple, honest people who want to do honest job. That's why we don't apply to most of this things they write. We are thinking about everybody because we recognize this, that in times of adversity, that's when this gentleman came out to create this excitement for us. I mean, I'm happy you could see it even in their interaction this evening. All of them are so friendly. All of them are so happy with each other. They called each other by name and they even greeted each other and all that. And they were even, I think somebody was saying they were going to meet some other person and they're going to have a drink and all that. So it's excitement. It's our family thing. Let us make it a family thing. No rancors. Let's go there happy. Anybody we choose, all of us will, we rally around and rally on the person and make the person work for the next 2 years. And we choose another person. That's the way it is. Well done. Yes, I think is that I can see Kaide's hand up again. Kaide, are you there? Kaide?
No, I'm done. I appreciate you guys. Well done.
Okay. Okay, I think I see famous Otako there. Famous. I see famous hands up. Famous.
No, my hand is not up.
Oh, okay. Last lot, do you want to talk again? Last lot?
No.
Okay, bring your hand down from the listen. Yeah, because we can see your hands up. Okay, if there's no other person that wants to, famous, do you want to talk now?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's all right. So I want to thank Mercy. Mercy, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Mercy, thank you so much. You have made us proud this evening. On Sunday is another day, and we're going to work together again, and we hope to get the best out of the situation. Thank you so much. God bless all of you, and do have a good night rest.
Good night. Wow, nice one. Thanks.
Mercy.
Can I end the meeting now?
Yes. Put on everybody. Meet everybody now. I'll put everybody up. I think the meeting is ended. Yeah, the meeting is. I just want to talk with you alone.
Don't mute me.
Who is that?
Your president.
Give me links. Give me links. So
Your
links.
that you refuse to acknowledge.
I think. Please, Mercy.
President, this silence.